years young and an icon of American radio. Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to, WVON, Berlin, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
All right. Happy Monday, everybody. On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM WVON, Matt McGill Show here with you until 3 o'clock with so much going on in the world. It's hard being Matty Matt, but no, it's not really, right? We enjoy our lives, right? Thank you, everybody who came out on Saturday. Today is Monday, right? All right, Saturday. To the City Winery and the Regina Belle concert, 2 sold-out shows. The 5 o'clock show, you guys were all. I mean, both crowds were absolutely awesome. So I was going to try to pit one against the other, but honestly, I cannot, because you guys both did an amazing job of just loving Regina Belle, loving music. Number one. Loving Black culture, because that's what Regina Belle is all about. When you think about her music over the years and you think about what Regina Belle has done musically, the people that she's collaborated with, her duets that she has done, you probably don't realize it until you actually go to her show and hear all the songs that she will sing. And the songs that she sang on Saturday, I'm sure open up the eyes to a lot of people. I think, honestly, most people that were there already knew. They knew who they were coming to see. They knew they were coming to see this super soul sister that was full of energy and love and emotion. But what a fireball Regina Belle is. And still, she said, Mama still got it. Mama still got it, all right. And she brought it out on Saturday. And we were all a part of that experience. And it was absolutely amazing. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I was tired. I was hemming and hawing. I'm running all over the place, and she brought my spirit up. So thank you, Regina Belle. Thanks to all the WVON listeners that came on out. It was good seeing you guys out there and celebrating and having a good time on a nice night. It was a little chilly out there, but not too bad. It wasn't too bad. Thanks to the City Winery and their staff there, that they were absolutely wonderful. There were a couple of things going on. That place is interesting, man, because not only do they have the concert venue, then they have what they call their barrel room, which is popular with wineries. I mean, I think you guys see it with City Winery. You see it with Cooper's Hawk. You see it with some of the brew clubs, brew pubs that are around the city. they'll have these little private rooms where you can have another party, and they had another party going on. So me, Sonia, and Nina, we were up there, people watching all night and having a good time. It was really a good time, and just good to be out, good to see people out having a good time. Really, at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? The weather's changing, it's springtime. We're here enjoying our city, getting out and about. Hopefully people are getting out and just celebrating life and enjoying life, man. We had a conversation the other day. I'm forgetting who I was with, and we were just talking about that, man. Are we, the people that we are around on a daily basis, wouldn't harm a fly, and just good down to their core human beings and individuals. And sometimes we get caught up in the arguments and the debates about politics, of course. You can't help it, right? This is Chicago, so you're going to get caught up in that kind of conversation, and you're going to get caught up in that intensity, right? Chicagoans are intense. We are. I mean, we have a right to be. There's no question about it. Being Black and living in America creates intensity, what we have to go through, the things that we go through on it. But that's no excuse, though, either. So because I want to be careful to make sure that because we always have understood the challenges of being Black and being in America, but not being like, woe is me. Because forget that. Woe is me gets you nowhere. Woe is me means nothing out here in the competitive world that is the United States of America, right? Woe is me. Me is like, woe is you for being woe. Okay? Get out of that mindset. Get it out your head and think about how you're moving forward in life and taking advantage of the moment that we're in with all this information that we have at our fingertips to be beasts. Let's be beasts, y'all. And we got a lot that's on the menu for us to chew up and go at. All right, there's some stories, big stories over the weekend. I'll get into them when we come back, run those down, tell you what else we're going to talk about on the show today. You know me, man. I like to take the top stories in the news, try to find some other stories out there, but the top stories usually dominate. Try to bring some cool people on. I did talk to Tyra on Friday. I was trying to get Tyra to come on Friday to talk a little entertainment, but I think she's going to come on today and find what is going on in the world of entertainment. I don't even know. We have Regina Bell. That's all I know, the Chicago entertainment. But Tyra will tell us usually with film and movies. I'm trying to think, was there a big film story or anything like that? I did see, I think that Ice Spice got slapped up in a McDonald's. Did you guys see that? That might be entertainment news. For some people, that might have been entertaining to watch that. Who knows? Anyway, we are doing our thing. Maddie on the board, Maddie Rash. He's going to be answering the phone calls, or Titus is one of them. You see, I'm in the kitchen. Also, we've got Annette Flournoy giving you news until 1 o'clock. Logan Page comes in after that. And then it's me and you at 591-1690. Matt McGill Show. Get up on it, everybody.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Hi, this is Jill Ross, creator and producer of the Chicago Read-In. I'm excited to join WVON for this cultural experience that is designed to excite and stimulate the minds of young people ages 6 to 16. Join us Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive at 12 noon for an amazing show that will keep young people and their parents on the edges of their seats. From dance to music to mime to art to rich creative storytelling, there is literally no program like the one we've put together that offers a cultural lens while igniting the minds of young people. The Chicago Read-In is free, but you must register at Eventbrite or WVON.com. We'll see you Saturday, April 25th. The Chicago Read-In is produced in conjunction with Vaughn TV series Turn the Page, which premieres this summer.
It's D.L. Hughley.
Nick Cannon's logic is as weak as his okay. Everybody fucking knew that Republicans freed the slaves. Everybody knew it. The last time he did something for black people was 163 years ago. You got to update your resume. Have a 5-year gap on your resume and see if it's valid. When Republicans did that, Hawaii wasn't a state. If you're going to talk about the greatest of a policy that helped black people out, it should at least be sometime after the fucking moon landing.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
When did watching TV go from a way to relax to a complicated chore? Well, if you're sick of huge cable bills or endlessly searching for the show everyone's talking about, then welcome to Philo. Philo's the streaming service that respects both your time and your wallet, without needing to cut the stuff you actually love to watch. This means live TV for more than 70 channels like Hallmark, History, A&E, and Lifetime, plus a huge library of blockbuster movies and classic shows, and an easy-to-use unlimited DVR that lets you save anything you want and skip all the ads when you watch. The best part? You get all this for just $25 a month when you sign up at Philo.tv. No hidden fees, no long contracts, just a genuinely great deal. And new users can try it completely free for 7 days. So head to Philo.tv, that's PHILO.tv, and experience a better way to TV. Subscriptions auto-renew at monthly rate plus applicable taxes. Cancel anytime. See terms at Philo.tv.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Vaughn TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.tv. Vaughn TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Baby, come to me, 'cause I love you.
All right, we're back. So, you know, we got a lot going on this week, my WVON listeners. On Friday, the afternoon show, Atiba and LaDonna Ray are going to be at the Black Ensemble Theater with the Jackie Wilson story. You definitely want to go and check this out. I've seen it before back in the day. Oh, my God, man, just a great, great show. Jackie Taylor, the work that she does there, man, just one of our absolute favorites on WVON because she's legacy. She's Chicago legacy. She's Chicago history, and what she's done over the years to get the Black Ensemble Theater in a position to continue to put out production after production, guys, all about Black life, Black culture, Black history, music, art, you name it. That's her priority. That's what she does. And that's what she's been committed to. And that facility up on the north side is a testament to the work that she's done over the years. And so let's say an amen to our sister and the work that she has been doing and celebrate that by buying some tickets, y'all, by going, getting out there Friday. See Atiba and LaDonna Ray in the house and celebrate the afternoon show and the Jackie Wilson story. Then on Saturday, at the Harold Washington Cultural Center. You guys know Jill Ross, Sister Jill Ross. We had her on the show last week. She dropped in on me and talked about the Chicago Read-In. It's back. This thought and brainchild thought of hers to create this artistic celebration of Black art and entertainment as well. And it's absolutely free. It's going on at Harold Washington Cultural Center. The talented people that are going to be in the house there are amazing, and you don't want to miss it. So you want to go check that out and be a part of the Chicago Read-In. Tickets there are, I believe, on Eventbrite. Yes, Eventbrite. Absolutely free, though. Hey, celebrating Black culture for free. You can't beat that. They've got 1,000 seats in the Harold Washington Cultural Center. And we want to make sure that we do a WVON sellout. So won't you go by Eventbrite right now and look up the tickets for the Chicago Read-In and be in the house, right? Get out the house and then be in the house at the Harold Washington Cultural Center and celebrate your favorite radio station again, as we always do. All right, couple of stories. One, what's going on in Iran, and the negotiations with Iran and the United States to do what? End a war that's not been declared a war, not really a war, shouldn't be a war, shouldn't be considered a war, but it has continued and to the tune of about $35-40 billion. Some estimates are at $50 billion. President Trump is losing his base, a large portion of his base that said, you promised not to do this, not to get us in endless wars or expensive wars at that. And look, man, how long we've been involved in this entanglement with Iran, and it's already cost us about $40-50 billion. Are you kidding me? And then Congress is complaining, right, about the fact that the White House has not released the data on how much is costing. So here's the problem when you have somebody like President Trump, right? That you can now you don't trust anything that comes out of this White House because he's such a scandalous manipulator, liar, unethical actor in the world of business and politics. Hey, we all got our flaws, but we're all not trying to be president of the United States. We're all not putting our hand on the Bible and swearing to uphold the Constitution, right? Which is what the president did, and then turn around and not uphold the Constitution. That's the difference, guys. So what the hell is going on? I mean, this is the person we elected president of the United States, so we got to live with it. It's the bottom line. We got to live with it for at least 2 more years. Thank you very much, white America, white insecure America. I'm talking about a specific. I'm not talking about our white brothers and sisters that voted for Kamala. I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about, the insecure, very sensitive, soft, weak, meek, Confederate flag wearing T-shirt, flag, all, you know, in their car. Just you got to be seen. You got to be noticed that I got a Confederate flag. Yeah, really. That's what you want. Well, I don't know if you realize this, but Confederate flag represents you lost. Your side, your people lost. I hate to go there. All right, let me calm down because I can feel my blood pressure getting up. I hate to go there, but your side lost. That's what a Confederate flag represents. We need a Union flag. Is there a Union? I guess the Stars and Stripes are supposed to be that, right? But let's not be fooled. We got some people up here north of Dixie, the Mason-Dixon line, that voted for Trump as well. A lot of them in Chicago. A lot of unfortunately, are misguided black people. Not a lot. We got a few. And some of our white brothers and sisters up here that are insensitive and meek and weak and all those characteristics I outlined, that's them. But states like Wisconsin and Michigan, I mean, we have some problem areas up here, man. And that's something that we have to talk about and deal with and try to understand why. I believe Vice President Kamala Harris was in town over the weekend. I think I saw some. Was she at the Hilton? Didn't I see something? I think I saw my friend Twyler posting on Facebook that the vice president was in town. And I admire, respect, and adore the vice president. I don't think it helps the Democratic Party if she is going around the country and talking about the issues that we're facing right now. I'm not sure that Vice President Harris going on a tour and saying, "I told you so" about Trump is necessarily a good thing. I don't know. I got to try to process this a little bit. Because I think the Democratic Party has an identity crisis going on, and it has to really figure out who are the leaders of the Democratic Party. And I think as long as Vice President Harris is in the public eye, you may get some people who feel that the Democratic Party hasn't moved on beyond Kamala Harris. And I know the vice president says she was at Reverend Sharpton's National Action Network convention last week, And I know she made some comments that she has not decided or maybe is thinking about running for president again. And I don't think that would be a good thing for the Democratic Party. No matter how qualified, no matter how much of a badass, no matter how intelligent, and I love me some Kamala Harris, I'm not sure that would be a good idea. What say you? 591-1690. I'm curious, and I just wake up curious. You tell me what's happening at 591-1690 on a Monday. Don't go anywhere. Annette's got WVON News coming up right now.
Temperatures are expected to climb near 60 today. I'm in Illinois, and here's what's happening. New this hour, police in South Suburban Dalton are looking for missing twin infants and their 17-year-old mother. Authorities say the three were last seen yesterday morning. The twins are described as 1-month-old boys named Jalen and Jaden. According to their caretaker grandmother, the infants are about 5 pounds and reportedly require special care. If anyone has any information, you're asked to call police. An unthinkable tragedy. 8 children, including 7 fathered by one man believed to be the shooter, are dead in Shreveport, Louisiana. Neighbors are in utter disbelief and shock.
To wake up and to hear this kind of news that someone would shoot 8 children, 8 innocent children, it's just unreal.
Authorities say it happened early Sunday morning and appears to have started as a domestic disturbance before turning into a mass shooting. Police identified the shooter as 31-year-old Shamar Elkins, who was killed by police. Police say the children range in age from 1 to 14. 7 of the children were siblings, 1 a cousin. Chicago firefighters are cleaning up after a fire that spread at least to several houses and garages this morning, at least 3, in the 4700 block of West Fulton Avenue and West Garfield Park. Fire crews were staged along Cicero and Lake. CTA had to reroute the number 54 buses. No word of any injuries or how it started. Well, eligible people could have who have certain cannabis-related records, they could have them expunged. This morning, members of New Leaf, Illinois sat down live in the WVON studio to explain how it works.
Basically, if you have misdemeanors and class 4 felonies, which are the lowest level of cannabis convictions for possession of cannabis or manufacture delivery of cannabis, and it can't have any violent offenses associated with it, there can't be any penalty enhancements, things like that. It has to be very simply those things. Then that is something that could be eligible.
Regina Hernandez is one of the attorneys. She says they will also look at a person's entire record to see if there are other things holding them back. Well, the city kicks off construction season this week with the program Build Better Together, which is part of Mayor Brandon Johnson's $1.25 billion bond investment for houses and economic development. Earlier this morning, Mayor Johnson took time out for an exclusive live WVON interview with Rufus Williams, where he laid out his program.
Whether it's the southeast side of Chicago and Psi Quantum and building a new hospital, Advocate Health on the south side of Chicago, whether it's the 1901 project right here on our beloved side of town, Rufus, you and I on the west side, or whether it's, the breaking ground of big projects like building the new Chicago Fire Stadium in southeast side. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of construction jobs. Again, over $1.25 billion of investment that's going to, ensure that we're repopulating the west and south side of the city of Chicago, and that we're investing in the very people, unfortunately, who have been disinvested in historically over the last several decades.
The mayor says many of the projects center around transportation, CTA, streets and sand, aviation, and water management, and that regardless of DEI limitations from Washington, will largely focus on Black builders. Well, that's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. Traffic and weather up next. WVON News Time, 12:35.
Tune in every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for Speak On It with Dr. Kofi Malik. You've seen him on cable TV. Now hear his spirited conversation on the Talk of Chicago. The question at hand is raising voices of the Negro. That plain and simple. Tune in every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. for Speak On It with Dr. Kofi Malik on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Man,
fantastic. Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the WASPs. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley, inviting you to join me weekdays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. right here on WVON. I am bringing you a national perspective on all the happenings in the Black community and, of course, politics. It's talk radio for us, by us, and this is where America listens.
It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays from 6 to 9 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON is more than a radio station. We're your connection to Black America. That means we're everywhere. On Facebook at WVON, on Instagram at WVON, and on the WVON app. WVON is everywhere.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, we are back. 591-1690. I didn't talk about the Iran U.S. talks. I kind of got off on the whole Trump thing, I know, but apparently the talks were going good. Everything was heading in the right direction. And then the United States decided that it was going to seize a Iranian flag ship in the Strait of Hormuz. And Iranian officials, of course, then threatened to forego negotiations. And even as U.S. representatives like the Vice President of the United States, Mr. J.D. Vance. You guys know J.D. Vance is not his real name? I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. Vance, he had planned to arrive in Pakistan, Islamabad, right? They were going to continue these talks, have a meeting, and the ceasefire is expected to end on Wednesday, but many people were saying, hey, you know what? The vice president's going to go down there. They're going to talk. They're heading in the right direction. And more than likely, they are going to take the ceasefire and extend it, so that, we can get some action. All the president has to do, you have one deal that's sitting right in front of you, and all you have to do is just, Mr. Deal Maker, you're Mr. Deal Maker. You got a deal right there. Hey, I tell you what, you guys open up the strait and the blockade, we will leave. That's a deal right there. And now you've got gas or oil going out like normal, and 20% of our oil supply is going back to the world. And now prices will start coming down. Right now, because you seized an Iranian freight, they're pissed off, and now everything's about to go and be in a standstill again. All right? Here we go. Now gas prices are going to stay over $4, $5, $6 in some places, like Chicago, because you can't make the deal. You just got to you got to play tough guy. Yeah, I'm going to blow up. Did you guys hear what he said? This is a good deal we're offering. If they don't take it, then no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to blow up all their infrastructure and their bridges. That's your president saying that. Which all of that is illegal and a war crime. But that's how he wants to be a war crime guy. That's your president. The deal is right there. All you got to do is just, hey, we're going to remove the blockade. Can we get the flow going through the strait? All right, cool. You got that part knocked out. So now you're not worried about gas prices, Mr. President. But no, see, this is about something else, guys. This is the president not wanting to make a deal that makes sense. This is about something else. This man wants to try to steal Iran's oil. That's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. He wants to put in a subservient, submissive leadership group in Iran, which is not going to happen, so that he can continue to try to do what he did in Venezuela, which is basically steal another country's main resource, oil. And here the rest of the world allowed it to happen. Let me tell you this. Venezuela wasn't doing nothing to the United States of America. Let me tell you what these cats did. This is white privilege at its most blatant form. And please, I apologize to all my white friends out there that think I might be talking about them, but I'm not. I'm talking about Donald Trump and the billionaire class. So if you fall into that billionaire class, then maybe I am talking about you. Because there's a level of white privilege out here that is deplorable and reprehensible, indefensible. They basically they looked at Venezuela and they looked at these people of color that have this great oil reserve. Donald Trump's buddies, Exxon Oil, all these cats, oil executives. Hey, man, look. These darkies, because that's what they think Venezuelans are probably too, darkies. These darkies got control of all this oil, man. They have no military. We can go in there. So what do? They start bombing fishing boats, claiming that they're bringing drugs to America, and these boats can't even make it to America. We sit back, don't say anything. But, look, some of our Democratic members of Congress did complain, and a few Republicans. But what did the world do? Just sit back? Where's England, Great Britain? Silent. You know why? Because they're the ones that are going to get the oil. This is all about BP, British Petroleum, and how they have basically gangstered the oil of the world, and from the Arab community, continue to do it. I mean, the history with BP and Iran. That's where this is going, y'all. On our watch, we elected a white nationalist, privileged, spoiled rotten brat that's bringing white power back. I guess if you're white, that's a decent thing. Because it's happening in living color and it's happening on our time. Anyway, so we have this the seizure of an Iranian freight. Iranians now are threatening to strike back. So now the strait is all in turmoil again. Here we go. Well, welcome to Donald Trump's America. Donald Trump's world. Chaos and chaotic. Now our FBI director, Kash Patel, is under fire for apparently drinking too much and being drunk and having panic attacks. And this might be, to be honest with you, I think Donald Trump wants him out. And this might be a manufactured story. The Atlantic says they've got 12 interviews that they did. Patel is suing the Atlantic for $250 million. You guys didn't see this story. I read it yesterday, and I was just shaking my head saying, oh, Lord, have mercy. So Kash Patel now, apparently, according to the Atlantic, drinks too much. Staffers and colleagues at the FBI are complaining. They're saying he's unstable. Which word is appropriate? Unstable or unstable? You guys help me out there. They're saying he's drinking too much and it's obvious, da-da-da-da-da-da. So they make him out to be a drunk. He sues the Atlantic. The Atlantic says, hey, man, we did extensive interviews with 12 people that are inside the FBI. Depending on how far this case goes, those people are going to be outed. And their names are going to come in. It's really going to be even more embarrassing. This could be a manufactured story, though. Trump wants this guy out. So he's got insiders saying that Patel is a drunk, puts the pressure on him. He was already panicked about being fired after Pam Bondi and whoever else got fired. So now he thinks he's on the chopping block, which he probably is. Welcome to Donald Trump's America. Oh, yeah. This is your country. Tis of thee, my brothers and sisters. All right, let's get some phone calls up here at 591-1690 as I'll read some of our Facebook Live people who are in the house. I see Brian House. What's going on, my brother? Happy Monday to you. Stephen Starks, my brother. Good afternoon to you. Charlie Best, Iranian Press TV in English. Oh, he's giving us a link there to connect. Candy Bennett, hey, sister. Good afternoon to you and to your family, and thank you for wishing the WVON family nothing but love. Terrence Mack, hello from the Soto family, okay, or Solo family. Rodney Rare, my low-end brother, what's happening? Ma Rainey's Black Bottom at the Goodman Theater was very thought-provoking. Ooh, all right. Yeah, I know that's got to be. We had Harry Lennox Jr. on talking about that. It's got to be an amazing production. Kim Washington, thank you. And sharing, thank you for sharing the show. Everybody on Facebook Live, can you do me a share right now? And I appreciate it and love you. Kim always does it, so I know her. Clifton Petaway. Same Negro church folks are Trump supporters. Unbelievable. Some Negro church. Yeah, I know, man. I mean, what is in a black Donald Trump supporter is what? How would you describe him or her? Right? Is what? I don't even know. That is something to think about. 591-1690. And I got the question out there. Kamala Harris, she was in Chicago. She's on a tour where she's talking about, hey, I told you so. She's positioning herself maybe to run again. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not for it, not because I don't like Kamala Harris. Is it good or is it bad for the Democratic Party if Kamala Harris is considering running for president again? 591-1690. Let me know your thoughts. Brother Salim Muwakil, I see you out there, my brother. If you got time, call in, man. Let's chop it up, Salim. You know it's open line for you all day, my brother. The smartest show on radio is the Salim Muwakil show on Saturday nights from 7 to 10. It's 1247. You're listening to the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
If you are caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia, you are not alone. You can find support, resources, real conversations, and guidance at the 4th Annual Release the Silence Conference, hosted by the Alzheimer's Association Illinois Chapter. This free conference is Saturday, April 25th, 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the UIC Forum in Chicago. Join the conversation. Register at alzillinois.org/release the silence. That's alzillinois.org/release the silence. WVON, media sponsor and proud partner.
Dreaming of owning a home? Fifth Third Bank is here to help get you there. Our down payment assistance programs open doors for families across Chicago. Whether you're buying your first home or planning for the future, we'll guide you every step of the way. Because at Fifth Third, we believe homeownership builds stronger communities. This is banking a Fifth Third better. Visit 53.com to learn more. That's 53.com. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Member FDIC.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
When did watching TV go from a way to relax to a complicated chore? Well, if you're sick of huge cable bills or endlessly searching for the show everyone's talking about, then welcome to Philo. Philo's the streaming service that respects both your time and your wallet without needing to cut the stuff you actually love to watch. This means live TV for more than 70 channels like Hallmark, History, A&E, and Lifetime, plus a huge library of blockbuster movies and classic shows, and an easy-to-use unlimited DVR that lets you save anything you want, skip all the ads when you watch. The best part? You get all this for just $25 a month when you sign up at Philo.tv. No hidden fees, no long contracts, just a genuinely great deal. And new users can try it completely free for 7 days. So head to Philo.tv, that's PHILO.tv, and experience a better way to TV. Subscriptions auto-renew at monthly rate plus applicable taxes. Cancel anytime. See terms at philo.tv.
Beauty is more than style, it's a story, and now you get to hear it straight from the source. Solo Beauty Supply presents the Hair Tour radio show, coming to WVON Saturdays beginning April 28th at 2 p.m. From Chicago to the West Coast, top salon owners pull back the curtain on the business, the culture, and the grind behind the chair. From building brands to shaping communities, this is where beauty meets boss moves. Tune in, tap it, and take notes. The Hair Tour radio show, Saturdays beginning April 28th at 2 p.m. only on WVON.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right. I don't know if you guys are familiar with turmeric powder. So I use that. I mix it up with my ginger tea, right? And man, I don't care how much you try to blend it up, the powder always sings. I mean, I'm using an immersion blender, and I bet you this dose I got right now, I bet you when I get to the bottom of this cup of tea, it's going to be a big old clump of turmeric powder down there. It never blends in, man. I don't care what you do. It just doesn't blend in. 591-1690. All right, I don't have any calls. Phone lines are open. That's actually cool on a Monday because that allows me to talk more about the politics of the world and everything. Now, there, you guys did hear Annette Flournoy. Oh, am I giving away Matty Rash? Am I giving away tickets today to see the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, which is coming up this week? What's the date today? Is today the 19th? Oh, today is the 20th. I may be still giving away. Hold on, Matty Rash, if you're listening, or Titus, whoever, or Shapira, whoever's on the board. Am I giving away tickets today to see the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater? I need to know because the American public wants to know. The WVON listener wants to know. Are we giving away tickets? Anyway, they are here. It will be here this week, guys. This weekend, 24th through the 26th, for a very special performance with their new artistic director. And we want you to go out and support them. Go to auditoriumtheater.org anyway and check it out and get the tickets so that you can be in the house, especially if you have a young one who is in your household or around your household. Please expose them to the arts so that they can understand why the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater has been around for so long. All right. Whoever is on the board, send me a text message just so I know you are hearing me. All right. Maddie, there goes Maddie Rash. Hey, Maddie, am I giving away tickets to the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater? I need to know. Also, the story that I know you guys heard, Annette Flournoy, we'll talk about this in the 1 o'clock hour. A 31-year-old man in Shreveport, Louisiana, killed 8 children. 7 were his. You know, we talk about these murder-suicide stories and people when they're killing. It's just unthinkable that something like this can happen. And this is black, y'all. You know, a lot of times we talk about these kids being killed, mass murder. It's always white folks. You know, we talk about Columbine and Uvalde and you know, New City. You know, we always talk about, you know, white folks killing children. This is coming out of our community, y'all. So this is not something that we can be proud of, nor can we dodge this topic. I really would like to get Sonia. In fact, we need to get a relationship expert on with us to talk about how this happens, because apparently this started around some domestic dispute. What that dispute was, I mean, it had to be a hell of a dispute to make you kill your children. Damn. 591-1690. Let's go to the phone lines. And Lee, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, good afternoon, Matt. Hey, Matt. First of all, to your question, no, I don't believe former Vice President Kamala Harris should make another run for it. I think that bite at the apple didn't turn out like she had hoped, and now she needs to move on, I think, to bigger and better things. And let's see if who else is going to emerge as somebody that the people want. Second thing is, I wanted to ask you, man, why do you think, I was watching Jake Tapper on CNN, and he was showing how the judges that are being appointed, the Trump judges that are being appointed, they would not just plainly say that Joe Biden won the election. They wouldn't say it. They said a whole bunch of words, but they wouldn't. And I want to ask, Matt, why do you think people follow ignorance? And I mean, this goes across not just the president, right? And everybody bowing the knee to him. Some of them not even really making any serious moves by following him, but they follow him anyway. And then I look at how there are some blacks that just follow blindly, you know, other groups. And I just wonder to myself, what is it about the person or the movement that even when you see this man or when you see the individual is bad, or you see the individual is not in your best interest, you continue to follow him.
Well,
and
these people, though,
the president makes me ask this because there's just so many ignorant people following him. But when I think about black people and how we sometimes follow folks that are not in our best interest and will defend following them, why do you think this is, man?
Well, I mean, just think about the people you're talking about, though. You just asked a question in regards to these Trump nominees, right, for the court, for the federal court. And so it's their best interest if they want to be a federal court appointee, which is you know, that's a lifelong job there. They getting appointed, you know, to a federal court, and these people are young. Have you seen the people that have been coming in front of Congress? These are young people, mainly unqualified. They're getting an opportunity of their lifetime to get a job, to be appointed by the president of the United States and have this job for the rest of their lives if they want it, and live on easy street, man. Basically, they don't have to struggle as an attorney, try to develop their own private practice. And so they're going to get up there and say whatever this man and the people, the handlers that are bringing them to the dance, they're going to say whatever they want them to say. So your broader question is, why do people follow ignorance? Is because it's in their self-interest. They think that it's in their best interest. They think it's in their best interest. And so in this case, you know, we're talking about young people. All of these people, man, I was amazed at how young these nominees are. And none of them have the litigation experience
experience at all.
Huh?
None of them have life experience. None of them have been around long enough.
Life experience,
to even have life
legal experience. Great.
No, and yeah, I agree with you. I see your point on that. That would even mean then that they would get in. Once they get in, right, they would actually do the law the way the law is written. But we know that they're not, and so.
Well, once they're in, I
would have to speak. I would have to speak to somebody like when you see somebody that you're suffering, right? And then what you'll do is start lying to yourself, even though you know who's causing you to suffer. You'll lie and tell yourself that it's not them that's causing me to suffer. If I just give them a little more time, if everybody gave them a little bit more, they would. Well, and that is what blows my mind, man. And I know man, I'm not asking.
Right. Let's look at this a couple of ways, though, right? Because, and good call, brother, because I'm up against the clock and I got to break here. It's 1 o'clock. You're talking about people that have different interests, right? So young lawyers who are just out of law school that are being tapped by the president of the United States to be federal judges, a lifetime appointment, they have one set of interests, right? And that's career and all of this stuff. Now, once they get the appointment, they don't have to be conservatives. They can change because it doesn't matter because they're there for life at that point. But they have one interest. The other point is you say, why do people follow ignorance, right? So you have other people out here that follow ignorance because they're ignorant. They're not educated. These are the Trump, I love my uneducated people. And so they're going to follow ignorance because they're ignorant. And that's what the majority of them are. If you ever see these, there are a couple of people, I'll get their names so you guys can follow them. There are a couple of people that go to Trump rallies and they ask the people that are there questions and they really make them sound stupid and the people don't really know they've been made fun of. That is the Trump voter. They're not even smart enough to figure out that the person interviewing them is making fun of them. That's your Trump voter. 591-1690. I got more phone calls. Light it up. It's the Matt McGill Show.
Happy Monday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. River floodwaters impacting homes and roads in north suburbs. President Trump to participate in Bible reading marathon. House Oversight Committee to investigate missing dead scientists. And Mayor Brandon Johnson was on the morning show to talk about several major, including his Build Better Together initiative. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, WVON 1690 AM, Berwyn, Chicago.
Here's BIN News Now. President Trump is promoting tax breaks from what he calls the Big Beautiful Bill.
Every single American at every income level has more money in their pockets this week because of the Republican tax policies.
Speaking in Las Vegas, he highlighted no taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security, and spoke in Arizona the next day. President Trump has nominated Dr. Erica Schwartz to lead the CDC. The Black former Deputy Surgeon General and Coast Guard Rear Admiral now awaits Senate confirmation. With a medical degree from Brown University and a law degree from the University of Maryland, Trump said on Truth Social she's incredibly talented, adding that she's a star. And Rihanna is making history without a new album in a decade. She's now the first woman to surpass 200 million RIAA single certifications, ranking just behind Drake and country star Morgan Wallen. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Terry McCready.
Iran is reportedly rejecting new peace talks now that President Trump has issued an ultimatum. Reuters reports Iran's state news agency cited Washington's excessive demands and the ongoing naval blockade among the key reasons for not taking part in the second round of talks.
As soon as the agreement gets signed, that's when the blockade ends.
Trump posted on Truth Social yesterday that his envoys would be arriving in Pakistan today for negotiations just before a 2-week ceasefire ends. The president also warned that the U.S. would knock out every single power plant and bridge in Iran if they don't accept a deal to end the war. Supreme Court Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito are reportedly not planning to retire this year.
How does the citizenship clause respond specifically to Dred Scott and answers or changes or corrects its answer as to citizenship? The other point is the citizenship clause refers not just to national citizenship, but also to state citizenship.
Black Justice Thomas weighing in on the birthright citizenship case earlier this month. Thomas and Alito staying put along with the midterm elections. Trump will not be able to plan on an opportunity to make his fourth nomination to the Supreme Court. 76-year-old Alito and 77-year-old Thomas are two of the core members of the court's conservative majority. Thomas has served on the high court since 1991 and Alito since 2006. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger and national Democrats are calling on voters to send a message to President Trump by passing a mid-decade redraw of Virginia's congressional map. It could be a slippery slope for the Commonwealth's clout in Washington. A Democratic-led constitutional amendment on tomorrow's ballot would allow mid-decade redistricting. This would turn Virginia's 6-5 Democratic split into a 10-1 Democratic lock. Black voters are a dominating
dominating force of the Democratic Party in Virginia, with between 85 and 90% of Black voters supporting Democratic candidates in recent elections. Spirit Airlines has reportedly reached out to the Trump administration for an emergency bailout. The Air Current reports the discount carrier is looking for hundreds of millions of dollars to stave off possible liquidation. Spirit has hit headwinds as it deals with sky-high fuel costs resulting from the conflict in the Middle East. Executives from Spirit and other low-cost carriers are expected to meet with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy soon. Spirit and the Department of Transportation have not commented on the report. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier. I said when white people don't like something, they just remove it.
Or change it.
Yeah, they that's what they do. But where was the dude that was redacting stuff during the Puffy trial? I'm like, some stuff I didn't need to know. Like rubbing somebody's manhood on your chest. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's
yeah, that's a lot.
I might forgive you, but you'll never be able to drink nothing yellow ever again. Not ever. Not lemonade, not apple juice. Damn sure not that soda called Squirt. That could never happen. It is the D.L. Hughley Show.
Think your old cannabis record disappeared when Illinois legalized it? Myth. Think expungement costs too much or requires a trip to court? Another myth. Here are the facts. New Leaf, Illinois can help you clear your cannabis record plus other eligible records for free. Join Rufus Williams and New Leaf, Illinois for a special takeover of the WVON Morning Show Monday, April 20th at 8 a.m. Learn the truth about clearing your record and how you can turn over a new leaf.
Hey, Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
WVON, honoring 63 years and building what's next. Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to. WVON, Berlin, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out and round, upside down. Boy, you turn me inside out and round. I know you got charm and appeal, you always play the field. I'm crazy to think you're all mine.
All right, 1 o'clock hour.
As the sun
I see you.
to shine, there's
We are here. Love me some Diana Ross. Love me some Jackie Taylor in the Black Ensemble Theater Friday. Go to the Black Ensemble Theater and see the Jackie Wilson story. It's one of their best productions, man, over the years. They brought it back for the special run. And we want you there, WVON listeners. Join Atiba and LaDonna Ray. They're going to be there. Go to Ticket Falcon, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, everybody at the station. TicketFalcon.com to get your tickets and be in the house. Black Ensemble Theater on the north side, a lovely facility. Sister Jackie Taylor is put together. Man, I've had her on over the years, and I've had a lot of fun interviewing Jackie over the years. She has always been just an amazing force for me, inspirational, because of the work that she's done over the years to keep Black art relevant and alive and important. Bottom line. 591-1690. Talking about Kamala. Kamala was in town, and she's been making rounds. She was at the National Action Network. She said she's not sure that whether she's going to run for president or not. I love her and think she's an amazing public servant. Is that good for the Democratic Party, though? Does the Democratic Party right now need to identify who the new candidates, leaders of this party are? And is it Gavin Newsom? Is it J.B. Pritzker? You know, Is it Andy Bashir? Is it Pete Buttigieg? Is it Josh, the governor of Pennsylvania? Josh Brolin. No, I'm kidding. It's not Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin is an actor, guys. The governor of governor of Pennsylvania. Is it him? Josh Shapiro. Who is, or is it Wes Moore? Governor of Maryland, right? Who is a star, man. Every time that guy's out in public, he gets a lot of attention. I mean, when he was here for the 2024 Democratic Convention, you're talking about somebody that was a star. Every appearance he had was sold out. Everybody was just all over the place with him. I am not kidding you, man. Let's go back to the phone lines. Claude, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind, my brother?
Well, earlier you wanted some examples of quote-unquote black conservatives. I can give you a few. Senator Tim Skinny Grinning Scott, Larry Elder, Brandon Tatum, and Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. And if you listen to Jesse, Brandon, and Larry, you'd see the example of their example and reason why they follow Trump. It may make you sick, but it's the truth. They follow. They got a reason.
What is their reason?
They say he's good for the country. Jesse Lee Peterson calls him the Great White Hope. Have you ever
That's
listened
all
to
they
him?
say? They don't give any examples?
Well, Jesse's not equipped intellectually to give any examples of policy. He just goes on and on. Brandon, he tried. He's a former police officer. He and Larry are staunch, qualified immunity supporters, along with Tim Scott. And with everything that's happened just since Anjanette Johnson in Chicago, you'd think that they changed their mind, that that's a mistake. Even with prosecutors, they have absolute immunity. That's crazy.
I would be curious. I would be curious to talk to Larry Elder, because Larry, I know, I've interviewed Larry several times. So I can't say that I know him, but I've had conversations with him over the air several times, a couple of times on policy. One time I interviewed him. He had a book out about his father that was just absolutely amazing, man. He's really, when you talk to Larry, when you talk to him and he's not in, that zone of being like this ultra conservative, he's just a regular brother like you and I. Good conversation. He values, I
wouldn't call him an ultra conservative, but
well, you're right, and he probably is an ultra conservative. I'm not sure. Are you saying to me, because I would be curious as to if he is a Trump supporter? That would surprise me.
I don't believe he is, but he does claim to be a conservative. One of his things is, you want to insult a black man, call him a conservative. But I used to listen to him when he had his radio show on. Started listening to Jesse Lee Peterson until I realized that there was something wrong with that man. I listened to Sheriff David Clark.
We already know about him.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get familiar with him until after when I was working for the railroad. I trained 72 of his officers in the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Academy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the other guy you mentioned. I know Clark. I'm not familiar with the other guy you.
Brandon Tatum. Okay, Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens, they formed that organization called Blexit, Blacks Exiting the Democratic Plantation.
Oh, maybe I am. Maybe I am. No, you mentioned somebody else too, though.
Oh, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
out of LA.
Oh, is that right?
Right.
Yeah. I might reach out to Larry Elder and try to get him on the show and see.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. Larry's a good guy, man. He's a good guy. Not bad at all. I used to think Juan Williams was over the top conservative because he was on Fox, and then over the years I see they were just beating up on him.
Right.
I started feeling sorry for the brother. I'm like, this brother needs some help over there. But hey, look, they were paying him $1 million. They were paying him $1 million a year. So I guess I would get my ass beat on Fox for $1 million.
Well, Brandon got beat up, but his beat ups they actually came from the law enforcement community, which I used to belong to. And I was surprised at the things he said. The Ahmaud Arbery case. It took a Georgia a practicing Georgia lawyer, an African American, to set him straight. He still doubled down. Every time he goes and he comments about incidents with African Americans and the police, he always doubles down in the favor of the police. And now police are taking him to task. They're dragging him. He says some incredibly
ignorant
out
stuff.
of this world
I'm sure.
things.
You can always find black people who want to be, a zoo animal, right? They want to be like, oh, look at the giraffe, right? Look at the black Republican, right?
Well, Nick Fuentes, if you're familiar with him, Nick Fuentes has pretty much, burned his tail feathers. 10 years ago, Brandon was saying, just like Jesse Lee Peterson, racism is a made-up word. Racism, no such thing. And then he's crying about being targeted, getting targeted with racist attacks. But I thought you said there is no racism. Make up your mind.
And good call, brother Claude. Yeah. I gotta move on. But Nick Fuentes is starting to fall out with the MAGA base, and he's starting. I'm not sure where he's going to wind up, but I think he is falling out with
anybody like Candace that goes against the Zionists. They're going to be cannon fodder. They don't want you telling the truth. Can't do that. They are really wakening up a lot of Republicans. There are a lot of Democrats who are going against the Zionist Jews, and there are a lot of Republicans that are starting to. Right now, it's more surprising in the Democratic Party because the Democrats have been so lined up with Israel that some people, this vote that just happened to not fund, to defund or stop funding military weapons to Israel, and you have 40 out of 47 Democrats vote for it, that is alarming and eye-opening to AIPAC related organizations and players, and a lot of Democrats and Republicans. I think it's over for AIPAC. I'm not going to say I think it's over for Israel, because I know they have enough power and influence with money to buy these politicians. This midterm election is going to be interesting to see what happens in terms of what pro-Israel politicians lose their seat to members, to candidates who are saying enough is enough with Israel. Rahm Emanuel said something last week on CNN that did not get enough attention. And I wish I could have found the clip. I couldn't. I looked for it and couldn't find it. But Rahm Emanuel, in fact, I thought Wolf Blitzer was about to have a heart attack. He was caught so off guard. I'll tell it to you when we return on the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hi, I'm Lori Smith, host of Meeting the Moment. WVON, in partnership with the Chicago Community Trust, developed Meeting the Moment to amplify the voices of nonprofits across Chicagoland, giving them the communication tools they need to expand their reach and turn awareness into action. Right now, our communities are facing real challenges, from economic uncertainty to public safety to access and equity. But in the middle of it all, there are organizations doing the work quietly, faithfully, powerfully. With Meeting the Moment, we'll have honest conversations about the issues shaping our region, and more importantly, the solutions happening on the ground. And each week, we'll feature a Chicagoland nonprofit making a difference. You'll hear their story and find out how you can support their work, because Meeting the Moment is about more than just awareness. It's about impact. Join the Meeting the Moment movement, a program designed for the doers. For more information, visit WVON.com/Meeting the Moment. Listen every Saturday at 12 noon, right here on WVON 1690, the Talk of Chicago. Let's meet the moment together. Powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
The Chicago Urban League is holding its first ever West Side Health and Wellness Fair. It's called Thrive, and it's focused on helping West Side families achieve their best health with a range of free resources right in the community. Engage with vendors, get free health screenings for the entire family, healthy cooking demonstrations, nutrition tips, mini massages, line dancing, discussion on chronic diseases, mental health and dementia, learn about financial wellness resources, and there will be activities for the kids. Enjoy free refreshments and a chance to win free prizes. West Side Thrive is Saturday, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Chicago Jesuit Academy, 5058 West Jackson Boulevard. And it's free and open to the public. That's Saturday, May 2nd, 10 a.m. at 5058 West Jackson Boulevard in Chicago. Chicago Urban League Thrive partners Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Beta Delta Omega Chapter, and Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated Rho Zeta Lambda Chapter. Register for Thrive at chideul.org. That's chiul.org.
Hey, Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
When did watching TV go from a way to relax to a complicated chore? Well, if you're sick of huge cable bills or endlessly searching for the show everyone's talking about, then welcome to Philo. Philo's the streaming service that respects both your time and your wallet, without needing to cut the stuff you actually love to watch. This means live TV for more than 70 channels like Hallmark, History, A&E, and Lifetime, plus a huge library of blockbuster movies and classic shows, and an easy-to-use unlimited DVR that lets you save anything you want and skip all the ads when you watch. The best part? You get all this for just $25 a month when you sign up at Philo.tv. No hidden fees, no long contracts, just a genuinely great deal. And new users can try it completely free for 7 days. So head to Philo.tv, that's PHILO.tv, and experience a better way to TV. Subscriptions auto-renew at monthly rate plus applicable taxes. Cancel anytime. See terms at Philo.tv.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, 591-1690 is the number to call. I think I said regarding going to the Black Ensemble Theater on Friday to go to Ticket Falcon. I guess that is not the case. Somehow I thought I saw that one of our earlier reads that it was Ticket Falcon. So they are saying now go to Black Ensemble Theater, I believe it is. Hold on, let me pull it up again. Here we go. You can go to blackensembletheater.org or click the Black Ensemble banner at WVON.com. How about that? Boy, I tell you, man, I make a statement on Facebook on somebody's thread here. And actually, it was Indigo. And they got a big picture of Alexei, our Secretary of State, and said he's got $18 million in the bank. And Susanna Mendoza has over $1 million. They're talking about a war chest to run for mayor, and that Brandon Johnson, doesn't have quite $1 million yet, right? So they're talking about how. And I just made the comment that I always make: no other race of people give up power as easy as black people do. And most of the people are agreeing with me, but then the few that want to just make a negative comment about the mayor, you are proving my point. You are the fact that you're going to find some reason to not support this mayor. You're proving my point. You just want to give up power, whatever you want to say. No other race of people hates on their own like we do. It really, we talk about that all the time, right? On WVON, and it's absolutely true. But it's funny how I can make a little comment. I can bait people into proving my point. It is absolutely hilarious. Yep. You guys, I should reply. You guys have proven my point. Thank you. I should say that. You guys are proving. You guys are proving. This is great. Don't you guys like it when I take you into the world of my craziness? Anyway, we got more phone calls at 591-1690. The topic I'm really kind of throwing out there is about Kamala Harris. We may have a reporter on from Louisiana to talk to us about this terrible story out of Shreveport, where a father has killed 7 of his children and one, I think, of his relatives, a cousin to the family as well. I know you've heard about the story. It's an absolutely terrible story. What happens in a situation like this? Sonia, too, I need a relationship expert on. Because they say the story is about some domestic. We got to talk about that component of this because it's sad. Absolutely sad. Let's go back to the phone lines. Pam, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind, Pam?
Hi, Matt. How are you?
Wonderful.
Hello. Oh, good, good. Matt, I'm calling because, I believe Kamala Harris should run. And I was glad for her to state that she's thinking about it at the NAN convention when Reverend Sharpton asked her the question, why shouldn't she run? She ran a campaign in 107 days, a campaign which wasn't totally hers because she was coming into the fold right after President Biden. So I'm very happy for her to run. Let them all run. I think she is the most qualified. I think she has the most global view because she's been in the room with some of, if not all of the world leaders. And if I'm not mistaken, according to Greg Palast, I believe his research and his investigation, but for voter suppression and purging, she would be the president. She did garner, I think, the most votes out of, I think, a Democratic elected official. I believe that's true. And so I don't see why shouldn't she run. And I want to see a woman run. And for the very reasons that I support a Mayor Johnson is why I would support a President Kamala Harris, because she was right on every issue. Every issue she was correct. And I want to see her run her full campaign with her own managers and
she's done that before, though, Pam. She's done that before. Kamala ran for president in 2020. I know. I'm making a broader point, though. I think here's my position, Pam. I think America lets you know if they really want you to be president of the United States or anything, if they want you to be mayor, governor, senator, congressman, whatever, right? I'm not one of these people that encourage people to run again, right? I think there was a day and time where you could take a couple of bites at the apple and maybe you could get it. I think that day is over. The way our politics is kind of structured right now. So, and Pam, I want you to hear me on this very clearly, what I'm about to say next. It's not about my position is not about qualifications.
Oh.
It's not about qualifications. So let's put for
I'm not putting that aside. It is for me. Okay, I hear you.
No, hold on. That's fine for you. I'm saying for you to understand my position, we're gonna have to put that to the side. Now you had a right to say, Matt, I don't want to understand your position or hear your position, and that's fine. But I'm saying to understand my position, it's not about qualifications with Kamala. Okay. Putting that to the side.
Matt, it's not for me to understand.
Well, hold on, let me finish. Because I want you to try to understand, but you gotta let me finish this real quick. It's not about qualifications. It's about winning. And what you and I agree what we have going on right now is not good for America. It's not good for Black America. It's not good for us, right? So we don't need J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio to pick up the banner, the baton from Donald Trump and become the next president, because that's where we're heading, right? If we don't do this the right way, the Democratic Party don't do this the right way. So it's not about qualifications, as America has showed you by electing Donald Trump twice. This game ain't about qualifications, but you got to win the PR battle, the media, the optics, in the court of public opinion. Unfortunately, that's what elections are about. If we were just going to go on qualifications, then I might be right there with you with Kamala, or honestly, my pick would be.
Speak now, Matt, before the time runs out. Can I say something before the time runs out? Because you will be cutting me off in a minute.
Well, but see, now here's what y'all don't give me credit for. Every other host lets you say what you're going to say and you get cut off. That's it. Go ahead. I'm giving you a second bite of the apple. Go ahead.
But I'm just saying my experience. So, I don't know what the clock looks like, where we are. But, Matt, I said it's not for me to understand, not me, being unfair, but just to say I disagree with your statement. That's all. I'm not. You're entitled to your opinion. I just disagree. It is about qualifications and much more. 90% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris. Almost 80% of Black men voted for her. For me, as you talk about elections winning, it is about the numbers, right? It's about the Electoral College. And as I stated before, I'm asking, do you believe Greg Palast and his investigation and his data, which said, but for 4 million people being purged from the rolls, Kamala Harris would be president? Do you believe that?
Okay. All right. And thank you for your comment, Pam. And I appreciate you calling the show because I have to take a break right here. It's 1:31. And I will let you know if I believe Greg Palast when we return on the Matt McGill Show.
We're having a marvelous Monday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. Mayor Brandon Johnson was on the morning show to talk about several major projects, including his Build Better Together initiative that is designed to bolster public-private partnerships and strengthen cross-collaboration among the city's departments and economic development. Annette Flournoy has more on WVON's Ruff Williams interview with Mayor Johnson.
The city kicks off construction season this week with the program Build Better Together, which is part of Mayor Brandon Johnson's $1.25 billion bond investment for housing and economic development. In an exclusive WVON interview, Mayor Johnson laid out his plans.
We're talking about hundreds of thousands of construction jobs. Again, over $1.25 billion of investment that's going to, ensure that we're repopulating the west and south side of the city of Chicago, and that we're investing in the very people, unfortunately, who have been disinvested in historically over the last several decades.
The mayor says many of the projects center around transportation, CTA, streets and sand, aviation, and water management, and regardless of DEI limitations from Washington, will largely focus on Black builders. Annette Flournoy, Our News Now, 1690 WVON.
In other news, flooding continues to impact communities in the north suburbs, particularly around Lincolnshire, Illinois. Officials warn that water levels in the Fox River and Des Plaines River remain high, with the latter expected to rise further before cresting. In Antioch, Illinois, first responders rescued a couple trapped by floodwaters over the weekend. Meanwhile, Nunda Township officials are organizing volunteers to fill sandbags as residents brace for ongoing flooding risks. In other news, President Trump will read from the Bible this week as part of a nationwide event. The group Christians Engaged asked the president to participate in the America Reads the Bible event. Organizers told the New York Times that Trump recorded his segment from the Oval Office reading from the 2 Chronicles chapter 7. Trump's reading is set for Tuesday evening. Several past and present Trump administration officials will also take part in the reading. The event started Saturday evening and runs for a week. And Congress is getting involved and will investigate the suspicious deaths and disappearances of American scientists connected to U.S. nuclear or space research programs. House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chair James Comer says it's very unlikely these cases are all a coincidence, and he's pressing for answers.
Well, it does appear that there's a high possibility that something sinister is taking place here. Is very concerned about this. Our committee is making this one of our priorities now because we view this as a national security threat, so that we can see if we can put it together and find any missing links to try to solve what's going on here, because it's very unlikely that this is a coincidence. Well, it does appear that there's a high possibility that something sinister is taking place here. Well,
At least 10 scientists are either dead or have gone missing since 2022, and each reportedly held high-level security clearances at national research facilities. Comer described the situation as a national security concern. He wants to hear from several agencies, including NASA, the Department of War, and the Department of Energy, adding that he wants to help them possibly connect the dots. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Chicago and Daniel Burnham once said, make no small plans. So the Obamas didn't. The Obama Presidential Center opening Juneteenth weekend. Chicago is more than history. It's Black history. We're WVON.
Catch Reverend Al Sharpton online at WVON.com or on the WVON app. Just click the Al Sharpton banner. Tune in every day at 12 noon for your daily dose. And if you miss it, catch the overnight replay from midnight to 3 a.m. We're keeping it real with Al Sharpton on WVON 1690.
Reverend Al told you personally, keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Alzheimer's is the fourth leading cause of death among African Americans over 65. If Alzheimer's is affecting you, meet me at the UIC Forum Saturday, April 25th at the 4th Annual Release the Silence Conference. It's sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association Illinois chapter. You'll learn more, get your questions answered, fellowship with others dealing with Alzheimer's, and you'll leave better than when you came. The doors open at 9 a.m. and registration is free. Call their helpline, 1-800-272-3900. That's 1-800-272-3900. WVON is a media sponsor and proud partner.
This spring, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom comes to the Goodman. It's 1927 Chicago. Ma Rainey, the mother of the blues, and her band are recording an album, but tensions build to one of the most heart-stopping endings in theater. Ife Butler stars, with Chuck Smith and Harry J. Lennox directing the play called A Genuine American Masterpiece. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is extended through May 3rd. Tickets at goodmantheater.org.
It's the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray.
Congressman Jonathan Jackson on the line.
I saw a meme that said America will come and get you. When it's about the oil, they bombed in Iran, they've got oil. They bombed in Iraq, they've got oil. They bombed in Libya, they've got oil. And now they bombed in Venezuela, they've got oil. And they even came after Diddy because he had oil.
Come on, Congressman. That was a great setup. That was good. That was good.
It's the afternoon show with Atiba Buchanan and LaDonna Ray. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, we are back. Oh, we got a busy weekend, guys. We want you to come out, like I said, Friday at the Black Ensemble Theater, Saturday for the Chicago Read-In. We're going to have so much more going on, man. It's WVON. Rufus is going to make it a major announcement in the next week or so. All kind of fun stuff. Being connected with WVON is fun. It's fun. It's all about you. We're doing it all for you. Thanks again to everybody that came out Saturday for Regina Bell. Her amazing 2 sold-out shows. Man, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, speaking of sold out, for Friday's show, guys, Black Ensemble Theater, the Jackie Wilson story. Now, tickets are going fast. So we got a report this morning about the show being almost sold out. So I would encourage you guys to get, and usually when people say it's almost sold out, it's probably about 50% because they expect people to buy tickets at the last minute, which we do. So I would jump on it right now because a lot of people were coming to us about Regina Bell concert. Man, y'all can't get me in. I need to. Man, it was like, no, dude, it's standing room only, and they don't do standing room only. I was standing, and I was the MC. Well, I did give my seats away though, but that's all right. They asked me for them. They had they said, "Can we use your seats?" I was like, "Yes." Mickey Howard is going to be there at City Winery. She sat at our table with us Saturday night. Mickey's going to be performing July 12th. So go to City Winery, get your tickets for that. All right. Pam asked me about Greg Palast. And Greg Palast if you don't know Greg, Perry and I met Greg doing our show almost 20 years ago. Perry called me up last week and said, Matt, this is the 20th anniversary of Step Kid Radio. When we did Step Kid Radio. So that was about 20 years ago. Perry and I first interviewed Greg Palast. And we were talking about the election of George W. Bush, believe it or not. And whether or not there was some hanky-panky. I think you guys remember all the stuff that was going on in Ohio. I'm not even talking about the hanging chads. I think I'm talking about the 2004 election when he beat John Kerry. And there was some controversy about some voting irregularities going on in Ohio. And it was the black attorney general there or secretary of state. You guys remember that story? What was his name? His name was Blackwell or something like that, if my memory serves me correctly. But Greg Palast is known for election investigations, and he has extensively reported on voter suppression and in focusing on presidential elections. And he has been known all around the world, man. Seriously, he's been interviewed on BBC and other national outlets, international news outlets about what he considers to be a chronic problem here in the United States of America when it comes to our elections, our presidential elections. In fact, you guys might remember Greg was the one. I remember he came on the show with me when I was doing the morning show. Greg was the one that talked about how what Republicans were doing was they would find names, two names that were alike, and they would report that as voter somebody cheating. And what happens in a lot of these states is they would strike both names off of the voting rolls. So what they did was they focused on Hispanic names. So let's say, for example, a very common Hispanic name, Tony Gonzalez, right? Jose Ramirez. I mean, come on, we could probably go down the line. Julio Fernandez, all right? I mean, you know, they would find two of those names in the same state. So they would find a Jose Fernandez in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and another Jose Fernandez that lives in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And they would challenge and say that's the same person voting twice. And you know what happens? They strike them both off the voter rolls. And Republicans were doing this very successfully. So to answer your question, Pam, yes, I absolutely believe everything that Greg Palast says. You know, that voter suppression happened. He backs it up with evidence, guys. This Greg ain't no punk now. He ain't just talking just to be getting airtime. He's telling you what he's researched and, he's got empirical data, as we say, right? He's showing you the proof is in the pudding. So, yeah, I do believe Greg Palast. But I believe a couple of things are true. I believe Greg Palast is correct, and I believe Kamala Harris is not the best person to run for the Democratic Party. It's not about qualifications. We've proven that before in elections, guys. You think George W. Bush was more qualified than Al Gore? Al Gore just served 8 years as vice president. George W. Bush was governor of Texas, and Texas wasn't great. I mean, we saw what 8 years of George W. Bush was like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. So we've seen that before. Do you think Donald Trump was more qualified than Hillary Clinton? It's not about, I hear you. I wish it was about qualifications, guys. I mean, if it was about qualifications, Donald Trump would have never been president. He wouldn't have been elected twice. It's about your PR quotient and what people think about you, whether what they think about you is true or not, guys. See, that's where, a lot of people and a lot of politicians still don't even understand this. I've had so many conversations with politicians over the years where I'm telling them it's about your PR. It's about your public image, right? It's the truth is not the truth. It's what we tell you the truth is. Perception. Here, this is, what was the line we used to use in PR when I was doing PR for years? The late, great Sharon Morgan, who we just lost, Chicagoan, amazing mentor of public relations. Reality is not reality, guys. Perception is reality, right? I suck as a radio host, but if I keep telling you that I'm the best radio host in Chicago At some point, some people will start believing it. So the reality is not the perception is reality. Politics, that is so true, probably more true than any other industry, guys. I love Kamala Harris is qualified, amazing. She ran a full campaign in 2020 in a primary and lost. She withdrew her campaign because she wasn't getting the support or the votes. So Joe Biden made her vice president, right? So she's running. She lost again in You can't, in politics, you can't lose more than once. After that, people consider you a loser. They really do. They're ready for something else. Come on, we've seen that here in Chicago. We've got people that run for mayor all the time. We used to joke about Doc Walls. Oh, well, Doc's going to run again, right? Remember that? You can't do that in politics, guys. At some point, you got to move on. You got to move on to the next level. Nothing against Kamala Harris. Nothing against her. She's great, but she's not going to win. I knew she was not going to beat Donald Trump. I don't care if she'd have had a full year to campaign. She wasn't going to beat Donald Trump. She wasn't a candidate. She does what, man? And she was more qualified than him, but I just, Trump, there's a part of America that, and here's the reality, Pam. America has shown you that she's not ready for a woman to be president. I voted for Kamala Harris, so I'm ready. This ain't about me. I voted for Kamala. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I voted for women twice. It ain't about me. America is saying to you, we're not ready for a woman to be president. You know who votes against women? Women. Women. It ain't the men. It ain't us. Like you said, Bam, the black men, we voted for Kamala. It's the women who voted against her. Hillary, it's the women who sunk her ship. That's just the reality. I think I would like to see Kamala run for governor of California, but to me, and I could be wrong, she needs to be out of the news cycle as it pertains to who's running for president in 2028. We need to have some new names in there. Westmore, Gavin, whoever, Josh Shapiro, whoever. Women, whatever women want to, AOC, I love me some AOC. I don't think she's ready for that spot yet, but she will be one day. I'd totally vote for a Bernie Sanders AOC ticket all day long. I would vote for him. Okay? 591-1690. Let's grab, when we come back, I'm going straight to the phone calls because there are a couple of people that are waiting. Kevin, Cliff, and Brother Hall, your calls are next on the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Illinois politicians did it again. They secretly tucked bad policy into the budget. Now, guess who pays the price? Servers, drivers, stylists, workers who depend on tips. Unless Springfield fixes this mistake, your credit and debit cards may not work to pay sales tax or tips starting July 1st. Tell Springfield, stop the credit card chaos law. Learn more at guardyourcard.com/Illinois. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
WVON turned 63 years young in April, and we're celebrating all month long.
Well, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, wee.
Join us for WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater on Friday, April 24th for the return of the award-winning play, The Jackie Wilson Story. This electrifying production will have you singing and dancing in the aisles as the Black Ensemble brings this musical legend to life. His voice, his moves, his music, it changed everything from Jackie Wilson's Lonely Teardrops to Higher and Higher. It's more than a musical. It's a theatrical experience. Join the afternoon show's personalities, that'd be me, Atiba Buchanan, and LaDonna Ray, as we host WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark, Friday, April 24th.
Get your tickets now at blackensembletheater.org or click the Black Ensemble banner at WVON.com.
WVON is 63 and still having fun.
When did watching TV go from a way to relax to a complicated chore? Well, if you're sick of huge cable bills or endlessly searching for the show everyone's talking about, then welcome to Philo. Philo's the streaming service that respects both your time and your wallet, without needing to cut the stuff you actually love to watch. This means live TV for more than 70 channels like Hallmark, History, A&E, and Lifetime, plus a huge library of blockbuster movies and classic shows, and an easy-to-use unlimited DVR that lets you save anything you want, skip all the ads when you watch. The best part? You get all this for just $25 a month when you sign up at Philo.tv. No hidden fees, no long contracts, just a genuinely great deal. And new users can try it completely free for 7 days.
Hey, Celine, you want to come on tomorrow and chop it up?
philo.tv and experience a better way to TV. Subscriptions auto-renew at monthly rate plus applicable taxes. Cancel anytime. See terms at philo.tv.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Bond TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.tv. Bond TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Probably about 12:35. All right, we're back. Evelyn Champagne King. You know, it's funny that we're playing that song because Saturday night while I'm at the Regina Bell concert, I was thinking to myself, Evelyn Champagne King should come to the City Winery in Chicago because of the house music connection to her. And house heads would be in there and it would be a different crowd, right, than Regina Bell's. But Evelyn Champagne King would be awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, we got some phone calls. Let's go back to the calls. I know I hogged up the last time there, guys. Just my perspective on this. Nothing against Kamala. Now that Eric Swalwell is out of the race in California for governor, I would love to see Kamala Harris run for governor. Absolutely. I'd even send her some money to run. I'd be her campaign manager, damn it. I will write her speeches for her. I know how to write speeches, y'all. Trust me on that. Kevin, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
It's Calvin, Matt, not Kevin.
Oh, Calvin. What's up, Cal? I grew up with a guy named Calvin Hayes on 47th. He lived on 47 in King Drive, and we used to call him Calvino. What's up, Calvino?
Yes. It's Calvin. It's Calvin, Matt.
Oh, Calvin. All right, what's up, Calvin?
How you doing there, Mighty Matt? Situation, tell Pam that Kamala Harris had two chances at being president, and it's not happening. The people don't want her to be president. So two tries at the apple, a third try, she should sit her ass down somewhere and go enjoy life in California, her and her husband, do a little traveling, get the F out of politics.
Well, I still think she would be good for that California governor's race.
But it's too late for that, Matt. Forget about that.
That's true.
Yeah, forget about it.
That's right.
Sit her ass down. So,
what, the primary's coming up in June for that, right?
Right, and she should sit her ass down somewhere. Another thing.
Damn.
Bill Maher, Rahm Emanuel was on Bill Maher Friday, the situation he was talking about. He's the only sane Democratic person in the Democratic Party right now, Rahm Emanuel. Even though we don't like his ass in Chicago, but still the rest of the Democratic Party people are socialists, Marxists, and psychos and crazy people. But he's the only one who got some sense.
Rahm is brilliant politically, man. There's no question about it. Let me ask you this. Did he state his position that he feels the United States should not be sending any more weapons or money to Israel?
No, I didn't hear that on the program, Bill Maher. If you go look at that tape, if you pull it up on YouTube with him and having that conversation with Bill Maher, you'll see what he's talking about. And he's making sense. And I mean, even though we don't like his butt, but still, he's making sense for the Democratic Party.
He does.
So
man.
I'm gonna leave with that. I'll leave with that, Matt.
No, that's good. That's a good point, man. Look, I've said this before, man. Look, and Chicagoans, we have a right to feel the way we feel about Rahm, right? Closing the 50 schools, the Laquan McDonald video, all that legit. Nobody's saying we want Rahm to be president of the United States. Rahm is a beast, though, guys. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Intellectually, and when it comes to reading the room of politics, Rahm, I've said this, man. Unfortunately, Rahm is bitten by the bug where he wants to be the guy. So he wants to be the mayor, or he wants to be the president, right? He is the perfect person to be the guy behind the guy. You know what I'm saying? If you're president, you want Rahm to be your guy behind you, your top advisor. He's brilliant, man. He just is. Cliff, welcome to WVOM. What's on your mind?
Listen, man, I disagree with you, man. You know, in terms of Kamala Harris, she won the first election, believe it or not. She had the votes. And so I would simply say that she should run again and do the primary. Now, if white people and some Negroes that are Democrats don't like her, then do it the fair way. And then you choose, the best candidate wins and becomes the Democratic nominee. But definitely let her run. And I support her 100%. Now take the white boy Trump. Now, he lost how many times? And he made it clear that
Wait, Cliff. He lost how many times? He ran for president, his first time ever running for any office at all, and he won.
Right, and he did it, and he has no political background. So the point I'm making is how white boys support white boys, even if you don't have any experience. So he won.
The point I'm making. You're making the point I'm making.
So then he lost. And right, so he lost. He won, but then he lost the second election. But yet he made it clear that the election was stolen, and he got the support from his own people. So that remember the presidential debate. That was BS. The boy didn't even show up because they all knew that he was going to win and that he was going to be the nominee. Matter of fact, they knew that he was going to be the president. So even though Kamala Harris got the votes, somehow they manipulated and he still won. So all I'm simply saying, which will be a challenge, would white Democrats, would white people in the Democratic Party support a sister, a black sister? That's the question. Now, if they don't, then you can understand why black Republicans are saying that the Democrats is a plantation.
No, negative. No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that bull crap. I'm sorry, brother. I'm not buying that. Hold up. Cliff. Just let me respond, right? Because you actually laid out a good point, brother. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, you did. All right, but good call. Let me respond to
that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next caller. But let me say this, man. I'm not buying that. It's not like white Democrats aren't supporting this black sister who's running for president. White Democrats did not support Hillary Clinton, a white woman, for president. So I mean, guys, I am the race baiter on Chicago radio. I'm the one that says everything's about race. It wasn't with Kamala. Kamala was not the best candidate. It wasn't because she was black, right? White Democrats didn't support Hillary. Hillary lost to Clinton. Kamala lost to Clinton. Now, I have said that black women right now, and definitely in 2024, black women are not fashionable in terms of supporting. Unfortunately, look, y'all can call in and argue with me on this all day if you want to. And the reason why is because of social media, guys. All social media is filled with black women just clowning. So the optics, again, I am a person that is all of my work is based on public image, PR, optics, right? And I've gotten into some really heated arguments, even with my brother, man, about politics, and where he will say it's about qualifications, and I'm like, brother, it's about PR. It ain't about who's the best candidate. It's about who's got the best message and who can deliver, who can communicate the best. That's what it's about. And guess what? Black women are in fashion for the wrong reason, to hate on in 2024 and now in 2026. All right. And Kamala, she felt the consequences of that and the fact that she's a woman. White Democrats didn't support Hillary. White swing voters that they say, these white women in suburban Philadelphia, they always point to this group of white women, the housewives of suburban Pennsylvania, because Pennsylvania is such an important state. And they always say they're going to determine Pennsylvania, which way the Pennsylvania vote goes. Guess what? Pennsylvania went red in 2016 when Hillary was our candidate, and it went red again when Kamala was. It went blue with Joe Biden. White women ain't trying to vote for a woman. 2 o'clock hour coming up next, y'all.
Happy Monday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. UIS faculty reached tentative deal to end strike. Police search for missing twin babies in suburban Dalton. Dietitian recommends a healthier mocktail. And singer David charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, WVON 1690 AM, Berwyn, Chicago.
Here's VIN News Now. President Trump is promoting tax breaks from what he calls the big, beautiful bill.
Every single American at every income level has more money in their pockets this week because of the Republican tax policies.
Speaking in Las Vegas, he highlighted no taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security, and spoke in Arizona the next day. President Trump has nominated Dr. Erica Schwartz to lead the CDC. The Black former Deputy Surgeon General and Coast Guard Rear Admiral now awaits Senate confirmation. With a medical degree from Brown University and a law degree from the University of Maryland, Trump said on Truth Social she's incredibly talented, adding that she's a star. And Rihanna is making history without a new album in a decade. She's now the first woman to surpass 200 million RIAA single certifications, ranking just behind Drake and country star Morgan Wallen. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Here's Terry McCready.
Iran is reportedly rejecting new peace talks now that President Trump has issued an ultimatum. Reuters reports Iran's state news agency cited Washington's excessive demands and the ongoing naval blockade among the key reasons for not taking part in the second round of talks.
As soon as the agreement gets signed, that's when the blockade ends.
Trump posted on Truth Social yesterday that his envoys would be arriving in Pakistan today for negotiations just before a 2-week ceasefire ends. The president also warned that the U.S. would knock out every single power plant and bridge in Iran if they don't accept a deal to end the war. Supreme Court Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito are reportedly not planning to retire this year.
How does the citizenship clause respond specifically to Dred Scott and answers or changes or corrects its answer as to citizenship? The other point is the citizenship clause refers not just to national citizenship, but also to state citizenship.
Black Justice Thomas weighing in on the birthright citizenship case earlier this month. Thomas and Alito staying put along with the midterm elections. Trump will not be able to plan on an opportunity to make his fourth nomination to the Supreme Court. 76-year-old Alito and 77-year-old Thomas are two of the core members of the court's conservative majority. Thomas has served on the high court since 1991 and Alito since 2006. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger and national Democrats are calling on voters to send a message to President Trump by passing a mid-decade redraw of Virginia's congressional map. It could be a slippery slope for the Commonwealth's clout in Washington. A Democratic-led constitutional amendment on tomorrow's ballot would allow mid-decade redistricting. This would turn Virginia's 6-5 Democratic split into a 10-1 Democratic lock. Black voters are a dominating force of the Democratic Party in Virginia, with between 85 and 90% of Black voters supporting Democratic candidates in recent elections. Spirit Airlines has reportedly reached out to the Trump administration for an emergency bailout. The Air Current reports the discount carrier is looking for hundreds of millions of dollars to stave off possible liquidation. Spirit has hit headwinds as it deals with sky-high fuel costs resulting from the conflict in the Middle East. Executives from Spirit and other low-cost carriers are expected to meet with Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy soon. Spirit and the Department of Transportation have not commented on the report. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Oh!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still, you're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
April is STI Awareness Month, and the Chicago Department of Public Health reminds you taking care of your sexual health is important at all stages and ages of life. Making your sexual health a priority is vital to your overall health plan. Even if you're not sexually active, it's still important to check in on your body. If you are sexually active, no matter if you're 17 or 70, getting tested regularly for STIs is one of the best ways to protect yourself and your partners. In Chicago, nearly half of all new STI cases are among young people under the age of 25, and LGBTQ plus communities continue to be disproportionately impacted by HIV. Testing and prevention equal knowledge and power. CDPH's sexual health clinics in Roseland, Lakeview, and Austin offer free, confidential STI and HIV testing and treatment, as well as free condoms and over-the-counter pregnancy tests. Visit chicago.gov/sexual health for more information.
It's Rufus Williams.
This is not the America that we thought it was. Certainly not now. And whatever pushing has to go to reverse that, I'm sure that Keith Ellison and the others there in Minneapolis are doing it, because anything that's happening anywhere can happen right here to us. And there's no reason to believe in any way, shape, or form that you can be separated from it.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to, WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now.
I'm going to give it to you however you want it, and sometimes I'm going to give it to you how you don't want it, but hey, That's why we listen, right? That's why it's talk radio, for us to get it, give it, get it, give it, and give it up. What I want you to get is that this Friday, Atiba and LaDonna Ray are going to be at the Black Ensemble Theater, and we want to sell it out. You talk about Black Power. This is Black Power enacted, activated, pushed, whatever you want to use, adjective you want to use. Black Power on display. Black Ensemble Theater, the Jackie Wilson story. Are you kidding me? You're talking about one of the most impressive and powerful performers in American history. You're talking about an iconic theater company, the Black Ensemble Theater. Our sister Jackie Taylor, who founded that amazing theater, her commitment to Black art and theater needs to be and should be supported. Melody said, I was at an event and Melody saying, Black people, we got to stop thinking that other people are going to pay for our freedom. We got to stop thinking that other people are going to pay for our institutions. Okay? We got to stop thinking that other people outside of our community are going to pay for us. You know, we depend on donations for the NAACP and the Urban League and corporate America. What about us? We got to support our institutions. Black Ensemble Theater is one. WVON definitely is one. Get up, get out, and do something for your people, y'all. I'm just talking about buying some tickets and selling out this show on Friday. We got it halfway, and then we just need the other halfway. And you know people are going to start buying tickets at the last minute. And then just like this weekend at Regina Bell concert, people are asking me for tickets, and I'm like, it's sold out. Buy your tickets today, guys. Go to blackensembletheater.org. Check it out. Go on the WVON website and hit it. You'll see Black Ensemble Theater. Hit it. Buy your tickets. Be in the house. LaDonna and Atiba will see you there. I may be in the parking lot in my car pouring some shake and bake if y'all want some white port and lemon lime Kool-Aid like we used to do back in the alley on 48th Street. You know who you are. It's a lot of y'all that used to do it, so don't even front on me. Be classy on one end, but then come in the parking lot and, you know, do what we do. Black culture is alive, y'all. Ooh, I'd trip y'all out if y'all saw. I don't even know, do they still make white port? We used to drink that up when I was a kid. I hate saying that's terrible, isn't it? Jesus. Sweet mother. This story in Shreveport, Louisiana, I did want to touch on it. Let's grab some more of these phone calls because this Kamala Harris story is what we're talking about right now. Hey, man, look, I love the sister. I just think moving into 2028, if Democrats want to win the election, brother, we need to be on some new candidates and some new messaging that is going to reach the people that get you elected. And it don't even matter if people sat on the couch and didn't come out and vote or if Republicans stole the election. I hear you, but that's the reality of the moment that we're in right now. We got to do what we got to do. Get the right person there, and no matter how much you cheat, it's not going to work, right? Obama won 2 times. He was the right person. Biden won in 2020 because he was the right person. You think they didn't try to cheat and steal votes in 2020? Yes, they did. All right, Kevin. Let me go to Kevin. Welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Well, 2 points. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello. Hey, what's going on, man? I got 2 points and then a question. But that caller that brought up Brandon Tatum and J.C. Lee Peterson, he should be banned from VON. Brandon Tatum is a paid Israeli asset. He gets paid like $7,000 per positive tweet for Israel. He got outed for that. He even went over to. They love him so much in Israel. When he went over there to kiss the wall, some kid ran up on him, spit on him, and started making monkey noises and throwing bananas. He's a clown, just like I can't believe he called Jesse Lee Peterson the Reverend because those little white conservative kids that he was running around with, they made all type of accusations about him doing a lot of freaky things. But I have to disagree with you about Vice President Harris, man. I think she almost won, man. I mean, in spite of the DNC and President Biden doing the dirty, she still almost won. If she would have maybe been a little bit more flexible on a couple issues, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. They threw out there with like 3 months and say, hey, go ahead, do what you need to do, and she almost won, Matt. But the question before I forget, hey, what's going on with the Taste of VON, man? Are y'all bringing that back? Because that was a hell of a time, man. Every year, I know it outgrew the park over there, but
it was a good time, man. Yeah, and good call.
Man, it was beautiful, man.
Yeah, and good call. Good call. I'm gonna go to the next caller. But yeah, man, that Taste of WVON was an amazing event. It took a lot to put it on, and it just took a lot to put it on. And so we're not gonna do it this summer. I can tell you that. But I'm with you, brother. I hope we get an opportunity to do it again. There are a lot of things, COVID, a lot of things, man, kind of hit us hard. The station needs support. So we've got to get ourselves, in a position to do Taste of WVON again. I'll be honest with you, brother. As far as the caller that called in and was talking about the black conservatives, that's all right, man. He was just throwing names out there. And I don't know those cats, but I'm gonna tell you, man, look, if Israel gave me $7,000 for a positive tweet, man, I'd at least have to think about it. $7,000? You'd be getting 10 tweets a day out of my butt. No, I'm just kidding. But man, if that's what they're paying, I mean, I can see. I'll just say this: I can see why a brother would be tweeting something positive about Israel if they're giving them $7,000 a tweet. Damn, that's some good money. As far as the other guy, you were saying he's not a real reverend and whatever they were saying about him. I mean, that's, if they want to tarnish you, they can tarnish you, man. They'll make monkey noises at you, accusing you of freaky things. That's the first thing they do, man, when they want to, cancel you, man, is accuse you of some freaky stuff. So I don't know about those guys in particular too much to comment on it. But I hear you. But I am in agreement with you about Taste of WVON, brother. One day we'll get it together and get it back out there. Brother Hall, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind? Brother Hall, well, hold on, Brother Hall. It's 2:17. We'll come back for Brother Hall or Cedric when we return on the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Yeah, I was saying this earlier. I said when white people don't like something, they just remove it.
Or change it.
Yeah, they that's what they do. But where was the dude that was redacting stuff during the Puffy trial? I'm like, some stuff I didn't need to know. Like rubbing somebody's manhood on your chest. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I might forgive you, but you'll never be able to drink nothing yellow ever again. Not ever.
Lemonade.
Not lemonade, not apple juice. Damn sure not that soda called Squirt. That could never happen. It is the D.L. Hughley Show.
Smart conversations with smart people makes us smarter. And that's exactly what you get on Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams. This isn't surface level talk. This is where authors become experts, where books become blueprints, and where ideas are challenged, not just discussed. From Colin Woodard on Nations Apart, to Gloria J. Brown Marshall breaking down the history of protests in America, to Gary Tyler sharing a story of resilience and redemption and stitching freedom. These are not interviews. These are conversations that matter, because every book has a story and every story has a deeper meaning. Bound and Woven with Rufus Williams on Bond TV. You can catch us on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV+, the WVON app, and VON.TV.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
right, we are back. 591-1690. Talking Kamala, and should she be crisscrossing the country and talking about the national issues, right? Is that helpful or not to the Democratic Party? Now, I'm not hating on Kamala. I like Kamala, y'all. I think Kamala is a good candidate, but I don't think she should run for president again, man. I think, guys, at some point you just got to give it up. That's just me. Now, I could be wrong. I think at some point, man, Kamala has run twice, and I think she's got to, hey, if you don't win, if you look back at American history, just modern history, I'm trying to think who's run twice, more than twice and won. Richard Nixon did. He won the second time only because Bobby Kennedy was killed. Only because Bobby Kennedy was killed. Bobby Kennedy would have won that election. Richard Nixon would have never been president in 1968, y'all. Period. Everybody knows that. Reagan may have run in 76. I think Reagan did run in, I don't know. We can check that. And then he ran again in 80 and won. But usually if you run for president and lose, that's usually it. Bob Dole may have done it and he lost both times, So that's usually the MO, man, on it. So I wouldn't do it if I was Sister Kamala. That's just me now. And I think in terms of optics, because a big part of politics is PR. I say the biggest part. Now, some people and I disagree on that. But that's just how it is. Tony Snow says Champel. Oh, man. Y'all talking, wait, Salim said Ripple. Wait a minute. What y'all talking about on Facebook Live now? I did bring up white port, didn't I? That was my fault. I'm going to tell y'all, as a kid, this is terrible that I'm saying this, man. As a young pre-adult growing up on the south side of Chicago, my favorite beverage of choice back in the day was malt duck. Boy, if they could bring that malt duck back. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, man, it made 14-year-old Maddie feel good. Especially that green. When they came out with the green apple, y'all remember they came out with the green apple malt duck? Oh, am I by myself on this island? Come on now, Facebook Live, somebody help me. The original was the red grape, and then they came out with the green apple, the sour apple malt duck. Is it me? I mean, dude, it was a quart, and it cost like $1.79. At 14, I was able to afford that, y'all. Me and my boys, hey, man, we had lunch money we saved up. Now, I'm not encouraging by being so blatantly honest with my WVON listeners. I am not encouraging any irresponsible behavior. Just understand that with love. Brother Hall, what's on your mind, brother? Is Brother Hall there? There he is. Okay. Now
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I thought you were a Ripple man, but we'll talk about that later.
I wasn't, man. I don't know why I wasn't, man. Annie Green Springs, Boone's Farm, Malt Duck, Ripple just, for some reason, no. And white port was disgusting, man, but we drank it. Ugh.
Yeah, well, I go back during that time. While I was Rose, bro.
Yeah, and I was not a Rose guy. Rose,
man, we that make us sing, bro.
Rose scared me, man, because the older dudes in my neighborhood used to drink Rose when you remember they came out with that brick, and they would fight. It made them violent, man. They were always throwing hands.
I think all alcohol does that, but definitely Rose. Let me get to this piece before I have a senior moment, brother. And I don't all the time particularly agree with you politically, but I agree with you today. I don't think it's about how smart you are in terms of that, because if that was the case, Donald Trump wouldn't be there. I think that we need to make a decision that who is the best candidate to knock this guy out. What you don't want to happen is a repeat of him. See, you got to understand that he's lining this up so we would never get the seat again, hopefully. So I think that it's important that we understand, and I love Kamala Harris. Matter of fact, I voted for her as well. But the fact of the matter is that maybe at this point, because this world or this, whatever we want to look at it, is not ready for the woman, then I think that she needs to become the kingmaker, because she certainly can do that. When you look at the votes that she received, she can certainly play a major, major role, because the key piece is getting rid of Agent Orange, Mr. Trump, you know? And so if we do that, I think we'll be okay. What do you say?
Well, I mean, I think, yeah, but I think, I even think having her positioned as a kingmaker might be a bit of a mistake. I think your kingmaker in the Democratic Party is Barack. I really think so, because I think Barack has laid low. I think Barack has just, you know, he comes out when necessary, not too often. People are not, if you did an opinion poll about Barack Obama, he is probably still polling very high. I'm not sure the Kamala poll. Kamala, I don't even know. I can guarantee you Kamala is not polling as high as Barack out here.
Maybe she's not, but I don't think that Barack Obama has what he had. I think much of that has gone away for whatever the reason. I could throw a few things out, but I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, he's not. He's moved on with his life, though, brother. He's not. Politics is not his priority.
I'm glad he had moved on with his life. Many of us are still stuck. So, you know, I get that. And, you know, I'm not mad at that. I'm saying that we need to be about the business of making sure whoever we tap, whoever we circle the wagons around that person and knock this guy out in the first round. I'm speaking of Donald Trump, period.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking my call, man. I appreciate it.
Good call, Brother Hall. Let's go to Cedric. Cedric, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Brother Matt, what's going on with you today, man?
What's happening, Sid?
Nothing much. Hey, listen. Hey, Regina Bell looked a great Saturday, man. I came to the event, and I remember when she came out, Baby Come to Me, that was in 89. And that charted #1, man, in the top 100s in 89. And it was some competition in an R&B back then in that time. I'm talking about, you had Babyface, Whip Appeal came out that summer. The Secret Garden with Quincy Jones. That was a sultry summer. And she topped the charts, man.
Wow.
She topped the charts. That was a hot summer for R&B, man. 89?
Man, brother, you talking late. Hey,
Video Soul.
hey, said late. You talking about late 80s, early going into the 90s? Man, you had some bangers on the R&B chart, brother.
Yeah, and she still can sing, and she still looks great, man.
Yep.
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed that session, man.
I'm glad. I'm sorry I missed you out there, brother. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Nah, no big deal. Just me and the wife hanging out, but that was a good outing. But real quick, the perception you were talking about, and reality, and perception is reality. Now, you said 2-time losers shouldn't run again for elected office, right? You said that there's just, you can't keep putting a losing, product on the field and expect it to win, right?
Exactly.
Now, this is the thing. If media can shape your perception, which is your reality, you can, because Trump, he got voted out unanimously against Biden, because of the COVID thing. Remember they said he's killed all these millions of people, and everybody was mad at Trump. Get this guy out of here. He killed all these people. He killed all the elderly. He killed, he should have shut it down. He didn't. Let's get him out. And they thrusted Trump out of office, right? Okay, let me tell you what happened since then and the time he got reelected. They shaped y'all perception of him because y'all talked about that man every day for 4 years until he was reelected. That was the perception being shaped right then.
Right.
And guess what? A loser got right back into office because of exactly what you just said.
Right.
The reality is he got thrown out because he done killed 6 million people. But between the time he got voted out and the time he got reelected, he shaped the perception of the American people and got that guy right back in.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened.
Right. Well, the first thing he did was he punked down the Republican Party, right? Because you had like Marco Rubio and a couple other people that were thinking about running for president, and he punked them down. And so when the primary rolled around, there was really nobody of interest running against Trump. But then they had, Biden was so old that he was an easy target for Trump to kind of go in after, right? That's why I think, honestly, and I said this over and over again, in that summer 2024, when Biden finally stepped down and they anointed Kamala, I said, man, we should have an open convention and let them select somebody out of the group. And that person probably at that time would have been Gavin Newsom, who I think would have gave Trump more than he could handle.
Well, you know what? When Kamala did stand up like that at that moment, that was a perception being shaped right then. Last minute, skipping over an election to get a nominee for that run, that was perception shaping context. I mean, they was making people perceive things by putting out certain actions, and you get to perceive it on what you think what it might have meant and why they do it that way. But come on, Trump, that man, and the media was flying all over the country because, he was fighting this sister over there in New York. Then he was fighting that sister down there in Georgia. And then some sister over here wanted a piece of him. So, it was just perception shaking.
Yep.
Running this man all over the country, cameras. And y'all talking about this guy every single day, step by step.
No doubt. And it's interesting you bring that up because the perception was absolutely against Black women, though, right? He targeted Black women because they intelligently targeted the images of Black women because they knew that Black women were successful in beating him in 2020. And that's why Letitia James and Stacey Abrams and Kamala Harris, these three Black women that were trying to be the face of the Democratic Party, they went after them so hard, man, and it just did not work. All right, I'll take more of your phone calls. They got phone lines open at 591-1690. Don't go anywhere. Logan has WVON News right now.
Hope you're having a marvelous Monday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's happening in your local and national news. Faculty at the University of Illinois Springfield have reached a tentative agreement with administrators that could end their ongoing strike. The work stoppage began in early April after negotiations stalled over key issues like salary increases and contract terms. The deal signals progress following weeks of bargaining and mediation between the union and the university. Final approval from union members is still required before the strike officially concludes. In other news, police in South Suburban Dalton are looking for missing twin infants and their 17-year-old mother. The 1-month-old boys, Jalen and Jaden, who are both under 5 pounds, reportedly require special care. The three were last seen yesterday morning. The grandmother, who is the caretaker of the infants, believes they are with another adult. In other news, April is Alcohol Awareness Month, and one health expert is highlighting the fact that mocktails could be a good replacement for those looking to cut back on alcohol consumption. Mark Mayfield has more.
Registered dietitian Kristen Kirkpatrick says a mocktail is a non-alcoholic version of cocktails that have a similar flavor and consistency, but is a healthier option. However, she says it is important to pay attention to the ingredients, as mocktails can still include additives like caffeine, sugar, and artificial sweeteners. She says if it has syrup, it could be replaced with actual fresh juice. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And in Los Angeles, California, singer David has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Prosecutors allege Burke, 21, had an illegal relationship with the victim, who was later found dead after being reported missing from Riverside County, California.
first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation. A maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty. The determination on whether or not the district attorney's office will seek the death penalty will be made at a later time. Continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old and mutilating a human remains of a body. Celeste, a 14-year-old at that time, went to Mr. Burke's house in the Hollywood Hills. She was never heard from again. It was for Mr. Burke to maintain his very lucrative musical career that Celeste was threatening.
Her remains were discovered in the trunk of a Tesla registered to him. Authorities say forensic evidence links to Burke and the crime, and he remains in custody, awaiting further proceedings. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
Remember when getting your hair done wasn't just a beauty ritual, but a bonding experience? From hot combs in Grandma's kitchen to laughter in the local beauty salon, it's a journey rooted in love, legacy, and style. Join Nidra Williams, owner of Solo Beauty Supply, for the business of black hair Tuesday nights from 9 to midnight. She's bringing the sisterhood back. One story, one strand at a time. It's more than hair, it's heritage. Join the sisterhood Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, WVON.
This spring, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom comes to the Goodman. It's 1927 Chicago. Ma Rainey, the mother of the blues, and her band are recording an album, but tensions build to one of the most heart-stopping endings in theater. Ife Butler stars, with Chuck Smith and Harry J. Lennox directing the play called A Genuine American Masterpiece. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is extended through May 3rd. Tickets at goodmantheater.org.
You're invited to the Chesterfield Community Council's Greater Chatham Communities Home Expo. Join us Saturday, April 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Thule Park, 90th and King Drive. This exciting community event will connect residents with valuable resources and experts to help strengthen and invest in our homes and neighborhoods. What you'll find at the expo: home improvement programs, property tax relief information, resources for home buyers, utility assistance programs, dynamic educational seminars, opportunities to connect with contractors, and so much more. Whether you're a current homeowner, planning to buy, or looking for ways to improve your property, this event is designed with you in mind. Don't miss it. Please join us on Saturday, April 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Thule Park, 90th and King Drive. We look forward to seeing you there. Sponsored in part by Neighborhood Housing Services, ComEd, Providence Bank, Seaway Self-Help, and State Farm Insurance, Don Hines.
Protect your money and build your wealth. Sundays at 3 p.m. Host and owners of Top and Top Insurance Agency, Clydell and Betty Top, teach you about protecting your assets, 401ks, annuities, life after retirement, the differences and benefits of life insurance. And they take questions. Their advice can enhance your financial future and your legacy. Call for a free WVON financial consultation, 773-881-8110. Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. to protect your money and build your wealth. Powered by Top and Top Insurance Agency. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, WVON listeners. So we've got about 22 minutes left on the show, if that long, because of commercials. And it's funny, man. I just pulled up on social media. Somebody sent a post, not to me, but you know how you think your device is listening to you and must be listening to me talking about this topic, because I have not done anything to this device to make it think I'm talking about Kamala. And I log on to Facebook and I get a post that says Democrats say a Harris AOC ticket could win every state in the 2028 election. I don't know. I don't know about that one, y'all. A Harris AOC ticket. Yeah, not. I don't know. And Harris is gonna she's gonna have to define her support on Israel a little better as well, man, because that's gonna be trust me when I tell you this 2028 election, Israel is going to be a big issue. And we're going to see that, I think, play out in the midterms coming up here in November. November 3rd, we're going to see how many incumbents who are pro-Israel are going to lose their seats. And here's the reality. If none of them do, then we stand corrected. Israel is still our daddy and still pimping us. We know they're pimping President Trump because all President Trump does is fight for Israel, right? He is willing to put soldiers on the ground, we think, for Israel. Right? This man has already done everything that Israel wants him to do. He has done it. Blockade, bombed their nuclear facility. President Trump is owned by Bibi Netanyahu in Israel. And just about 3/4 of our United States Congress is. But that is going to change because people are tired of it. Here we are. How long have we been in a war? We haven't even been in a war for 4 months. And we've already spent almost $50 billion. This is something President Trump said he was not going to do. Get us in an inexpensive war in the Middle East. And that's exactly what he did because his daddy, Bibi Netanyahu, the war criminal, genocidal pig that Benjamin Netanyahu is, let me say it again to you, war criminal, genocidal pig, who is trying to get Hitler's record for killing innocent people. That's what Netanyahu's trying to do. He wants to be the GOAT of killing innocent people. And Trump's going to help him because Trump's getting a body count of his own as well. This is the world we live in, y'all. This is the world we live in. Y'all better recognize where we are. This is the world. This is where we are, and it's not going to get any better. Betty, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
I have a problem. This Jackie Wilson story that you're going to have over the weekend, I want to know why do WVON gives most of the shows now after 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock. The seniors don't come out at night. So can't they give us some shows also at matinees?
So I would say yes, but we would have to let me look on the Black Ensemble Theater website and see if they have a matinee show. Now I understand what you're saying. You want WVON to sponsor it. I got you.
Not necessarily, because last show y'all gave, it was at night. We seniors, we like to come out too, but we like to come out during the day, not at night. It's too dangerous coming out at night. I see WVON don't forget the seniors.
No, you know. No radio station loves its seniors more than WVON, right? So I
don't know. Y'all don't push us aside.
Betty, what radio station loves its seniors more than WVON? Nobody. But you can be making a good point. Two things can be true. You can realize, WVON loves its seniors, and you could be making a good point about, hey, sponsoring an event that happens during the day. So let's embrace both and celebrate both. That yes,
well, what I'm just saying, that we just don't come out at night. Y'all used to give a matinee over on 47th Street, the last play. We didn't come out because we're scared to come out at night.
Hey, I got you, Betty. I got you. Love you.
And the next thing I want to call, can y'all please on Saturday from that slot that you have open from 6 to 8, give us a senior citizen host that can discuss some things that we want to discuss?
All right. What you want to discuss?
We'd like to know about the farmers markets, what's going on in the neighborhood, and things like that.
Okay.
Not politics all the time.
Okay, I hear you. That's good advice. Very sound
advice. And if you don't believe me, sometimes you're in the store, talk to some of the seniors and ask them what's going on.
Hey, Betty, soon as I get off the air, I am on my way to meet my 97-year-old cousin. I am so in touch with seniors. Every day I talk to my 97-year-old cousin. And I get it.
I hear.
I get you. I get you.
Okay, And thanks, Max, for listening to me. And please, y'all start giving a little bit more attention to the seniors. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Seniors need some loving. Let's give it to them. All right, 591-1690. Let's go, Joe Citizen. Joe, what's going on your mind, brother?
Matt, by the way, I hope that you really do listen to Betty. She is kind of correct on certain points.
That's
anyway, truth be told, if Biden had stepped down, automatically making Kamala president, she might have had time to prove her worth. Otherwise, if I can use the phrase from Brother Hall, she really was kind of an empty suit. And it was not because she was a woman in that regard. Now, T-Rex has pretty much proven that all bets are off when it comes to however you're going to have this, your public demeanor. I got a little bit of, and I'm down here deep in the heart of Texas dealing with the politics, observing how it is here, but I got a little bit of a bone to pick with you, Matt, because you said this over and over again, and I'm kind of think you might be be real about this. First off, you and I definitely agree with Israel, for example. But you made the statement before that guests given enough money, you would drop your panties to do what they would have you do. You said something about 7,000. You said that before in other regards, that if they gave you enough money, you would change your stance. I thought you were kidding at first. I'm starting to believe you're telling me the truth. Is that what I'm hearing?
I said, I said it in a joking way, but like I said, at least it would question my ethics, right? I'd have to make a decision. Because if you're telling me you're going to pay me $7,000 to go on social media and make positive, for every positive thing I put on social media, you're going to give me $7,000? Dude, I'm going to be like, wait a minute, what are we talking about here? Hold on, before you finish, right? And I have said this before, right? And I'm making a broader point. So I'll say this to you, brother Joe Citizen. Are you a Trump supporter?
No, not all the time, and not nearly at anyway.
Just give me anything that you're principled about, that you feel strongly about.
Abortion.
Right. So if I said, brother, I need you to be a part of my campaign, and I am pro-abortion. You're anti-abortion?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pay you $50,000 a week, man, but you got to change your stance on abortion.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's like,
hey, now check this out. Now I want you to listen to my answer to that, my response to that. I hear you, and I understand you, but check this out. For the brother that would take the $50,000 a week, I get it. I understand you, brother.
Matt, here's what it comes. It's like the old joke where the guy goes to the woman and says, "If you did this particular act on me for $1 million, would you do it?" She says, "Yes." Then he went down to, "Would you do it for $1?" She says, "What kind of girl do you think I am?" She says, "We already know what kind of girl you are. We just didn't know the price." So you're saying to me that given the right amount of price, when the price goes up, your panties go down. That's on you for your.
Why do you have to put me in panties, dude? I don't wear panties. Let's just get that.
Okay,
every time you say that, then that's the
bending over towards the dollar sign. You're bending over towards the dollar sign, and trust me, I got enough dollars to make you bend over.
Hey, listen to my answer. Listen to my answer, right?
Please don't bend over for those dollars, man.
Hold on. Brother, if I offered you $50,000 a week, $50,000 a month, whatever it is, to change your opinion on abortion, right? If you said to me, Matt, I am too principled, I am not changing my opinion on abortion for $50,000 a month or a week or whatever, right? I would be like, my man, Joe Citizen, I hear you. But then if you came back and said, you know what, Matt, I thought about it, I will take that money. And cool, you just let me know what you want me to do. And I would understand that as well. And the point, I think when I say that, the point I'm making overall is, number one, I'm not going to judge people when it comes to money and your life and what you feel is going to be a difference maker or make you happy. There's a difference between money, what you take, and how you feel. Like Harold Washington used to say, hold on, bro. All right, real quick. Go ahead, say it.
Matt, I'm gonna give you a list of things that I want you to do, and I'm gonna give you a blank check. You just fill it out, just get the job done.
Okay. I'll let you know, and then I'll let you know if I'll do those things for the money. Good call. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll be back, 591-1690. You can call in and comment on that if you want to.
McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
WVON turned 63 years young in April, and we're celebrating all month long.
Well, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, wee.
Join us for WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater on Friday, April 24th, for the return of the award-winning play, The Jackie Wilson Story. This electrifying production will have you singing and dancing in the aisles as the Black Ensemble brings this musical legend to life. His voice, his moves, his music. It changed everything from Jackie Wilson's Lonely Teardrops to Higher and Higher. It's more than a musical. It's a theatrical experience. Join WVON's afternoon personalities, Atiba Buchanan and me, LaDonna Ray, as we host WVON Night at the Black Ensemble Theater, 4450 North Clark, Friday, April 24th.
Get your tickets now at blackensembletheater.org or click the Black Ensemble banner at WVON.com.
WVON is 63 and still having fun.
Hi, this is Jill Ross, creator and producer of the Chicago Read-In. I'm excited to join WVON for this cultural experience that is designed to excite and stimulate the minds of young people ages 6 to 16. Join us Saturday, April 25th at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, 4701 South King Drive at 12 noon for an amazing show that will keep young people and their parents on the edges of their seats. From dance to music to mime to art to rich creative storytelling, there is literally no program like the one we've put together that offers a cultural lens while igniting the minds of young people. The Chicago Read-In is free, but you must register at Eventbrite or WVON.com. We'll see you Saturday, April 25th. The Chicago Read-In is produced in conjunction with Vaughn TV series Turn the Page, which premieres this summer.
Before Hot Wins. Ooh, let's heat things up. Get fired up with Hot Wins, a new game from the Illinois Lottery. Learn how to play at IllinoisLottery.com. Be smart, play smart. Must be 18 or older to play. Game odds available at IllinoisLottery.com.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Vaughn TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Vaughn TV. It's cultural content on purpose.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, we're back. So, what Joe Citizen is referring to years ago, and I'm talking about years ago, I was talking about how Rush Limbaugh was making like $50 to $70 million a year doing his radio show. And I felt like I was doing the same thing. I felt like what Rush Limbaugh was doing and articulating for the Republican Party and conservatives, I felt like I was doing the same thing for Democrats and progressives, right? And the only difference was he was making $70 million a year and I wasn't, right? And so I said, this was years ago, I said on the show, I said, you know what? I guess if they were giving me, because I was making the point that I'm not sure that I believe that Rush Limbaugh believes everything that he's saying. There's part of me that felt like Rush is full of crap. It's full of hot air. He's just saying stuff because he's making $70 million a year. And I said, you know what? I guess if they were giving me $70 million a year, I'd probably be saying the same thing on air. And then that created a bunch of phone calls. People were like, Matt, you mean your principles are for sale? And I was like, in general, my principles are not for sale. No. $70 million they might be. I'd have to think about it now, wouldn't you? And then if you're going to sit up here and say, no, I wouldn't sell my principles for $70 million, I am calling bull crap. And you know the real word I want to use. I would never sell my principles for money. $70 million, bull crap. Go. I probably was hanging up on people. All right, next caller. Call somebody else show with that. That's bull crap. At least make me question. Hey, put the offer in front of me. Make me question my ethics, right? They say everybody has a dollar amount. It depends. What are you talking about? Am I going to kill somebody? No. Am I going to play radio and pretend like I'm a conservative for $70 million a year? Man, I'll do that for 10 years. After making $700 million, I would be like, hey, I'm tired of this. I was just playing, y'all. Are you kidding me? Ed, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, Matt, what's happening?
What's happening, brother?
Listen here. Can somebody tell Kamala Harris to go away? There's nothing politically exceptional about her. And if I hear one more person tell me that she ran the perfect campaign, when you say that you got all the corporate CEOs on your side, yay, well, we hate corporate CEOs. They're the ones with the record profits and why wages have been staggering. When you campaign with Dick and Liz Cheney, two hated Republicans, I don't understand the purpose of that. Nobody was going to vote for her because of them. And also, when they asked her would she do anything different than Joe Biden?
Yeah, that was
and
terrible.
She thought about it and said, I wouldn't do anything different. That just shows you how unexceptional politically she is, because my 16-year-old would have came up with a better answer than that. So can she please go away and never come back again and take the King Jeffries and Chuck Schumer with her?
Yeah, I'm done with Hakeem and Chuck Schumer too, man. To be honest with you,
just take those Israel loving, genocide loving candidates. Take them away, because I'm worried that we might not win just because they're still in leadership.
You might be right, man. Look, they did last week. They had a Holocaust memorial at the Capitol, right? And Hakeem Jeffries was like the second person in line leading the way. And I get it. He's a Democratic leader. He's probably got to do it. But I was just saying to myself, brother, please, man, please.
I mean, it's pitiful. All the money they take from AIPAC, and they bought and paid for. Not only AIPAC, but the oil companies, the medical companies, the food companies, the insurance companies, all of them. They all take money. They do nothing but pass laws that favor their donors and rarely ever pass any laws that benefit the people that vote for them. So right. Kamala Harris, please go away.
Yeah, I'm not. I would say the same thing, but nicer. I just think Kamala. No, seriously, I would just say, Ed, Kamala, just step aside and let the next group of leaders come up and stand up. Right? Kamala's run for president. Kamala's run for president 2 times. She ran for vice president, obviously, 1 time. So she's been in that piece 3 times. You've had the shot at the national. It's just time to let some of these other people come up. Let's hear from the Westmores or the AOCs or whoever wants to step up.
Ro Khanna is the only person.
I love Ro Khanna. I love Ro Khanna.
Only Democrat.
I love Ro. I love Ro. I love
AOC ought to take Chuck Schumer's job.
Absolutely, brother. No doubt about it. All right, let me squeeze Brian in. Brian, welcome to WVO. Brother. Good call, Ed. Appreciate it, brother. Brian.
How you doing, man?
Hey.
How you doing?
Real quick.
I would say it really nicely about Kamala. But anyway, I just want to say that BB allowed October. You can't say this, but BB allowed October 7th to happen, and so he's doing exactly what Hitler did to them, which I don't understand why people don't say nothing about that. You're doing exactly what they did to you. And so, I agree with you on the BB situation. I'm going to leave it right there because I know you got to go.
He's
Thank
a
you.
mass murderer, brother. He is a mass murderer and genocidal war pig. And I agree with you about October 7th. There's no way October 7th happened without Bibi Netanyahu knowing that it was going to happen. No way. No way. They brag about how the Mossad is the most sophisticated, most intelligent intelligence agency in the world, better than the CIA. And then you're going to tell me y'all had no idea October 7th was coming. And it happened for hours and y'all didn't respond. That's bull crap. And the world knows it. And the world is starting to smoke out Israel. All right. I'm done. Love you guys to pieces. Share the show. All my people on Facebook Live, and we're back at it tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Salim's coming on with me tomorrow. We'll have some fun. You're listening to the Matt McGill Show. Don't go anywhere. Atiba and LaDonna Ray coming up next.
Happy Monday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Chicago drivers affected by high gas prices at the pump. DE, #1 state for imposter scams. Core stage of Artemis 3 on the way to Florida. And Father Michael Flager defends Pope from Trump. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, WVON 1690 AM, Berwyn, Chicago.